Hey wrestling fans, this is Rick Blade telling you to tune in for BJ and DG, best wrestling talk on YouTube.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. BJ here, DG over there.
How's it going, everybody? Danger Ginger here as always. And our special guest from Wrestle Realm and Media Moguls Production, we have Ryan Milkey in the house with us. How are you doing this evening, all the way from the UK, sir?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Thank you for having me here. This is an absolute honor. I've enjoyed being in the chats for many weeks, and I now feel like a celebrity. I'm on the stream.
We are happy to have you.
It's been a good week of wrestling, and I can't wait to talk about it. It's been a great week.
Yeah, so anybody have anything fun go on during the week before we get started? While people are rolling on into the chat?
Please, feel free. Go ahead.
Nope, nothing. Wow, we're all boring people across the world, huh?
I dropped content on my channel again. It's been months, months without videos, and I finally dropped content, so...
All right, well, we'll start with some AEW this week, and then after we talk some AEW, we will get into WWE and toward our Elimination Chamber predictions, with that being this upcoming weekend. So, start with MJF and Adam Page this week, kicking off Dynamite. And boy, was a lot said during this promo segment, which in all honesty, I think should have main evented Dynamite. This should have been the close of the show, in my opinion. Ryan, why don't we start with you? What did you think of the MJF Adam Page segment?
So I watched AEW last. I watched that last night. I watched Raw, I'd watched NXT, I'd watched SmackDown, and then I decided to watch Dynamite. And I was very happily pleased to know that MJF's music hit to start the show out. Because MJF is my favorite AEW wrestler. I think he's hands down the best talent that they've got. And just to see him going back and forth with Hangman Adam Page, and they are both, they're both starter guys for AEW. They've been there from the start. They're both pillars of the community in that sense. I just think it's just a fantastic promo that's going on. I like Adam Page. I like the turn. I like his whole persona from being, the drunk cowboy to now this serious guy that wants to just sort business out. I like the promo. I like the whole play on, you think you're better than me. We will see. I loved it. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, there were a lot of jabs thrown at you between them, kind of going over their entire history through AEW. And that Adam Page even played a pivotal role in the beginning of MJF's career. Correct. In AEW. Like, it even started getting personal. And it's an interesting shift from whatever they were starting with Jeff Jarrett, which somehow spawned us into this. Which, me personally, I've never been a Jarrett fan, so I'm happier to see.
I feel like Jeff Jarrett's just holding on to the coattails of John Cena retiring, so he thought, hey, I can do it on this promotion.
No. I just don't get me started on the whole retirement angle thing.
I hate it.
He more so blames the promotion for doing the angle.
Okay. It's definitely a Tony Khan thing. He wants to capitalize on the fact that John Cena and WWE are going through a retirement season, and he doesn't want to miss out on that because he's just done that with Sting.
And Daniel Bryan or Brian Danielson, however you know.
Yeah. And that was his logic.
We've already seen it. Now over in WWE, we haven't seen it that much. So, all right, cool. John Cena's getting a retirement tour. I'll be one to even say I wasn't always a Cena fan, but I think he deserves it. He deserves to be recognized for all the good he's done under that umbrella. From Make-A-Wish kids, granting the most wishes, to anything else like that.
I think the Cena thing is probably a little more legit than the Jarrett thing.
I agree.
I agree with that.
We'll see Jarrett after he retires, but I don't think we'll see Cena after he's finally gone.
Yeah, and just to put things back on track, we're talking about Cena in the same breath as we're talking about MJF and Adam Cole. So that Adam Page. So it shows that the caliber of wrestlers that we're talking about, because they're on par with Cena.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't exactly say either of them are on par with Cena. I think Adam Page and MJF. I think MJF could absolutely eventually get to that Cena level because
Easily.
remember Cena started out as a heel. That's when he really started getting his push, doing the whole Doctor of Thugonomics gimmick and everything.
hmm
Which, by the way, speaking of something, SmackDown, I forget what match it was. Somebody gets put into an STF. Oh, it was during the R-Truth match because he's like, oh, he hit the AA or the Attitude Adjustment, and then he turns around. R-Truth has, I think, the Miz and the STF, and Wade Barrett called it the STFU.
Good catch. I didn't catch that.
Yeah. Oh, I caught it right away, and I even had to rewind my DVR back to make sure I actually heard that, and it just wasn't my brain doing it. But yeah, back on topic to this. BJ, what did you think of this whole MJF Adam Page interaction?
Like Milky said, MJF is definitely my favorite wrestler in AEW, and I do think that he's going to be one of the all-time greats by the time his career is done. Having said that, a lot of animosity and a lot of great back and forth, and just I can't wait to see where this one goes.
Yeah,
Everything you want from a promo.
and I mean, we've only seen them cross paths. What, the first year? At that point,
Hey, what up, Thresh Gecko?
Yeah, it was about the first year, wasn't it? Wasn't he his first opponent in AEW? In MJF against him.
Adam Cole, I did the same thing. Adam Page actually eliminated MJF in the first Casino Gauntlet Battle Royal.
Okay.
Because that was brought up during the promo, and there's something to say, right? That MJF is so good that technically you're not supposed to, you really shouldn't cheer the heel per se, but that MJF does get those babyface reactions, almost the same as what Adam Page got during his feud with Swerve. Like the way the fans have taken to him and both these characters. Like Adam Page is almost in that CM Punk, Shawn Michaels category of it doesn't matter what they do, the fans will still cheer for them.
Yeah, good point.
Like CM Punk can do heinous things, and now the way these crowds are, they'll chant for him still. Adam Page burnt down Swerve's childhood home, and he still gets cheers.
Yeah.
Just just something to look at in that fashion, like the fan reaction, because that's what it's all about. It's how the fans react. And the fans will, I think, we will always acknowledge MJF as our scumbag. And we just accept that's the way he is, which is why he has to go over the top and go with the constant insult one-liners. Otherwise, the crowd would always cheer for him. Like, you wouldn't get those boos. Like, even when the Will Ospreay feud when he returned. Because Will Ospreay, in my opinion, is the best wrestler in the world. Right now.
Okay.
There's nobody else better than Will Ospreay. Number 2, Zack Sabre Jr.
Technical in-ring ability, I'll give it to you. But I think there's more than just... I don't think Will Ospreay can talk on the mic as well as MJF, and I think it takes everything to be the best in the world.
But I think Will Ospreay also, from being in New Japan, had that kind of stunt and growth of promo work, because in Japan, promo work is nowhere near important as it is here in America.
And that's coming from a UK guy. I'm, talking about my UK guy.
Promos are just as important for you guys as they are for us over here. But when you go to Japan, the crowds don't pop. Like, you get claps. It takes something out of this world to make a Japanese crowd pop or boo or do whatever. So there's a definite difference to where you look at Will Ospreay. He has the in-ring ability to be the top wrestler, which is why he is, and he has been voted as such.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not nothing against anybody else, you know.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
yeah,
There was only one other thing that happened on Dynamite that I was semi-interested in.
I was going to say, so now we also have announced for Revolution MJF versus Adam Page a bit after that segment. So these two, because MJF will cheat to win and Adam Page just won't care. It's very interesting to see where that goes, because this is one of those matches to where you look at it, both guys need to win right now.
I think the payoff is at Double or Nothing.
I could
this
definitely, yeah, this is going to go past. I mean, I assume it's going to go past Revolution, but you know, with AEW booking, which boy, we will have a conversation about that next. It's like we could get this build up to this just for us to get squad, like have something where a match ends and we're like, oh, okay, this ends like it's going to continue, and then it just gets dropped like a bad habit.
Yeah. Tony Khan, booking 101.
Yeah, and I kind of wish that he would have let more people help with the booking to have more coherent storytelling across the board,
I
because
think that will happen in time.
it should have already happened 5 years in, instead of a kid playing with his action figures and booking fantasy matches constantly. That's what part of the reason of what killed WCW.
I agree, but also we have some of the fantastic memories that we have from the early years of AEW, and Tony just mashing his figures together created some of the best memories that I have of AEW. Yeah. So I like him for the things he did.
Don't get me wrong, I agree, but if you go look at the booking from then to the booking of now, it's taken a complete 180 and it's become favoritism.
I completely
There's
agree.
a lot of favoritism and a lot of stuff that's constantly pushed to the point that Collision is supposed to be the B show, and when I watched that last night, it felt like a C show to me.
I'll hold my hands up. I haven't watched Collision since Punk left, so
I didn't catch it, but I was reading down the results and I was like, wow, this was stacked. There was a lot going on.
And it kind of felt like you really didn't miss anything outside of the opening with Tony Storm and Mariah May, which we will get more into. But I guess it's time for me, what I'm calling, and I gave a heads up to everybody here. And I'm sorry that Chef, who will be joining us shortly, who we forgot to say something about at the start of the show, if he makes it in time. I gave everybody a head up about this rant. So before I go into it, I would like your guys' opinion of the match. And I would like to close out the street fight between Powerhouse Hobbs and
Big Bill.
Big Bill.
I thought you were going in. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Take it away, BJ. What did you think?
Yeah. What were your thoughts of this match?
I was cooking dinner when this match happened. I did not catch this match. That's why I had no idea what had happened. I tuned back in, like, I think it was commercial break after the segment. So, yeah, I don't know. I got nothing here.
All right, well, while Ryan is currently away.
I'm back.
And he's back. All right, so Ryan, what were your thoughts on the street fight between Powerhouse Hobbs and Big Bill?
Honestly, I hated it. It didn't feel like there was any real repercussions between the two big guys in the company. I don't know. First of all, I could be wrong, and please, if I am, somebody correct me, but the bricks bounced when they came out of the bag, and I was instantly taken out of my game. Like, they looked rubber to me. And then I know you're going to talk about the finish more, but the finish was stupid. And yeah, dude, I just didn't. If you're going to have a match like that with a big blow off like that, at least put it on at the main event. I don't know. Why not have that as the main event?
I mean, they had Orange Cassidy's return and Roderick Strong as the main event, but I agree with you as well. Since it was a special gimmick match with two of your more popular guys in the company at the moment, even with the Orange Cassidy return, which I'm not crapping on Orange Cassidy's return by any means. I am a huge fan of his. Excuse me. I relate him to like the Deadpool of pro wrestling.
Make sure you
Okay.
blow yourself up before you get into your rant.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, so it lasts as short as possible. I appreciate that.
I feel like the ending of the match could have played well to the ending of the show. Like if we'd have got to the 10 count as the show ended, I think that would have been a better explanation.
More of a
All right.
spectacle ending than
Yeah.
just mid
All right,
card.
so here we go. I will start with the match itself. I thought two
Okay,
big
come-
guys going at it. I mean, we know that Big Bill's, he's a bit more of a striker than the typical powerhouse, right? Like he has that reach and everything, and he's really good with what he does.
Oh,
Like, he
his stuff
came
is
out-
so believable. The kicks to the face hurt. They look like they hurt.
Oh, he's been believable since WWE tagging with Enzo. So nothing about that. The match itself, outside of the ending, I have no problem with. It was a street fight. It went all over the place. It kind of did have its focus to the top of the stage, which I think was orchestrated because I guess with that limited ringside area, considering they even had the stage lifted up to the ring apron.
The
All
arena
the
was very
way.
focused like that, wasn't it? Where it was surrounding
Yeah.
that stage.
Like you've definitely built your field of view to keep that in play the
Yeah.
entire time. And then that collision was recorded in the same way for last night. Now, to the finish. I hated the finish. And I hate that I say that. Because I don't want to hate anything in pro wrestling, which is something I absolutely love and that I have a passion for. But my problem with this match, regardless of when on the card was, if it was a main event, I would probably even have a bigger problem with it, is the fact that this was advertised as a street fight. Gentlemen, let me ask you a question. When have you ever seen a street fight end in a countout? Street fights don't end in countouts. Tell me if I'm wrong.
You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
you're
There, no
right.
count out, no disqualification.
So
Anything goes.
So then, after the spot where Will Hobbs does, I guess it's the spine buster move, a variation of it, through the tables with the barbed wire, did the referee count out Big Bill like it was a last man standing match?
Very
And
good
this
catch
is-
because, Will Hobbs was sat on his arse for about 10 minutes at the side of the ring at one point of the match while they were fixing the tables up. So it's
So then
interesting
why
that the ref
wasn't
didn't count him.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent, as I said earlier, with just having somebody there to do the booking. And there are things I love AEW because it is a different choice and that they focus more on the aspect of wrestling than the story. For the story, I will watch WWE. I love WWE for the spectacle that it is. AEW just made itself look like a full-blown indie company just with something as simple as that, in my opinion. And if you wanted to do the count-out finish without restructuring the entire match, it's as easy as having one of these guys before the match do a quick interview or just come out and be like, look, yes, this is a street fight, but you know what? I feel like something more needs to have a bigger stake at hand. So you know what? I think this should be a last man standing match. And then the
You're
count out
completely
makes
right.
sense. That is getting the small things right. And now, just as quick as I crap on it, I gave a way to fix it. Because I don't want to feed into the toxicity that is with the pro wrestling fandom. If I'm going to criticize something, I'm going to give a way to fix it.
Yeah,
And
but at the same time, it doesn't change what happened. And I mean, I had asked off air, do you think it was the booking or do you think it was Aubrey Edwards?
I think it was the booking of the match. 100%. Because there was no urgency in her count. It was a typical 10 count. And if that's
I
the
didn't see it,
case,
so, yeah, that's
now,
fine.
if it's the case and it was a call made on the fly, then you know what you do? You don't count. All right, look down. Big Bill is knocked out and unable to continue. Will Hobbs is the winner. That's the power the referee has.
Now was
So
Will Hobbs
if that
like,
had
up
been the
and in
finish,
ring?
huh?
No, he was standing on the
Well,
top of the steps on the ring,
Yeah,
on the,
he
on
was.
the,
Yeah,
on the
he was
stage.
still on the
Seats on the
stage.
apron? Okay.
Yeah, he was still standing at the top of the stage, looking down during the 10 count.
I did
Yeah, I
question
agree.
whether Big Bill was genuinely hurt. His arm did look stuck at
Yes.
one point.
So then at that point, even if the match is supposed to end at that point and he's supposed to come down and just pin him, because I'm okay with a street fight being pinfalls count anywhere. I feel like it fits it a bit better.
ECW stuff.
Yeah, but that's a booking decision of how you want to do that. But why not just have Aubrey instead? If he's hurt, counting till 10, where if that's a serious injury or something, you're wasting valuable seconds.
Agreed.
And end the match right then and there. He is unable to continue. Your winner of the street fight, Powerhouse Hobbs.
Mm-hmm.
The count out, for me, completely blew what I thought was a great match.
Like this isn't a boxing match.
But it's the idea that wrestling takes a certain point of suspended belief. The rules that have been established for years of the way that these things are done. You just put these two big guys out there, had them beat the crap out of each other. And it's a fan like me, who I'm not the only one, it gets pulled out of that moment for Will Hobbs. And now I'm looking at the booking and I'm thinking about something else completely different besides the fact that Will Hobbs just had a hell of a fight with Big Bill and a big moment of slamming him off that stage through those tables. You completely brush it right under the carpet for me.
Did you believe the finish? Because I felt like it was a little bit of a botch. I feel like there was just a push and he missed the table as well.
Yeah, he went through one of the tables, and it's live TV.
So this is why I'm questioning whether there was an issue with what happened with the finish, and that's why we got what we got. Like it was a bit weird. It did seem, when I watched it back, and it just looked like there was a butting of heads.
I mean, maybe there could have been something, but then again, that brings me to the point. Why was time wasted on doing the 10 count that was unneeded? The referee could just stop the match. Will Hobbs was going to win it. I feel like the spot script, right? The spot was probably planned. And then when the table spot happened, there was a panic. And if you're going to panic, just stop the match. You're not taking anything away from us. The show didn't. The show didn't seem delayed in any way. They never went back to talk about it. So there was probably no real injury, just a rough spot.
Yeah, it was a big bump. He took a big bump.
And I said this before the show to BJ. This felt like just as much as Bray Wyatt versus Seth Rollins in Hell in a Cell, and the referee stopped the match because a Hell in a Cell match got too violent.
This is why I love your mind. This is why I love your wrestling mind, because you bring these anecdotes of memory to my mind by just logging my memory. Then you are 100% correct. It is very much reminiscent of that moment.
And that's a problem, and that is a consistent problem within AEW, is this consistent booking, and especially consistent booking of big guys, because you had people chanting for Wardlow just 18 months ago and multiple times in stop and go pushes of them chanting for him like he's 1997 Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
And he got naturally over like that.
I'm just waiting for the 15th reboot of Lance Archer, because that'll happen.
Well, I like the murder.
I love him, Murdoch, yeah. Right, but it'll get revamped again. Jake will be back with his raspy voice, and it'll all get revamped.
So then I know. So let's move on now. Before I rant any further about just a horrible decision, and I just don't understand how anybody in Tony Khan's ear, if that was the actual booked plan, could sit there with a straight face and be like, yeah, that's a good idea there, boss. We should definitely do that. The fans won't see it coming.
I'm gonna have to investigate this myself and see how it looks to me.
Please do.
I just happen
I
to
mean-
be cooking dinner because I'm sitting there
I'm
like waiting for the oven to preheat, and I've got your text like I have a rant to go on. I was like, oh man, what did I miss?
Hey, at least I gave you a heads up. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, no worries.
But yeah, so I know this is what Ryan here has been waiting to talk about from AEW, which and then I will, after he talks about her stuff on Dynamite, I'll talk about the Collision stuff. Toni Storm and Mariah May. Take it
Toni
away,
Storm.
sir.
Dude, Toni Storm is just, she is an absolute breath of fresh air in the women's wrestling community in general. Doesn't matter what program we're talking about, AEW, TNA, WWE, Lucha Underground, doesn't matter. She stands out as one of the most, I can't even find the words. I want to go Toni Storm-esque and be like, watch, just last night, that promotion when she came out with the spotlight and she's talking about the tits and she's talking about the shoe and she said that she was the tart and she was a slapper and it was very British. It was a very, very British quintessential promo and I absolutely loved it. And she's just fantastic. I was in awe last night of watching Toni Storm return and claim her championship again. And I love the Mariah May storyline that's been building with the two of them. I think they're fantastic.
The last
Pop-
almost year and a half now, like
Yeah,
those two work so well together. And I've said this
They
plenty
do.
of times. WWE, Toni Storm, I loved the in-ring ability, but even across NXT and the main roster, the short time she was there was no personality. There was nothing for me to cling on to. Even
it's
when
the
she
timeless
debuted,
Toni Storm.
exactly. Like even in her beginning AEW, I was excited for her to be there. I was like, oh, she's going to get to open up more. She showed a bit more personality, but she hadn't quite gotten there yet. And then this whole timeless Toni Storm gimmick was such a breath of fresh air, which AEW needed. I just wish it could be brought to make it a bigger stage. Like they're doing the best they can, but in all honesty, like the attention Mercedes gets is the attention Toni Storm should get.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like Toni Storm's timeless Toni Storm character transcends the company that she's in. It's like a coming of age moment for Matt Hardy when he became Broken Matt. Now, when I see Matt Hardy, I only ever think of Broken Matt Hardy because that was his best ever role for me. So I see the same with Toni Storm, timeless Toni Storm. She could be timeless Toni Storm in WWE, in TNA, anywhere.
So I have a question. Do you think we'll see the return of rookie Toni Storm at any point?
No, I don't. Not anytime.
No, I think she
soon.
just did it.
Do you think
I think
she'll
that
ever have a new character like that she's playing?
Oh, okay. Maybe we could see something like that. But as we all know, when she came back as Amnesia Rocker Toni Storm, I called it. I called it right away. That is timeless Toni Storm.
Oh yeah,
playing
no, you were
Toni
on the money
Storm.
with that one. You
Like,
were on
because I was like, it would be the greatest thing in the world. That is the most timeless Toni Storm thing to do is play
Right.
Toni Storm.
right. Oh, like happy
Captain
to meet
Heel, what's up,
different-
by the way?
Hey,
Everybody
Captain Heel.
watching? How's everybody doing? If you're just getting here, we are currently talking about timeless Toni Storm and Mariah May. But yeah, BJ, so what did you think of the timeless Toni Storm stuff this week?
I mean, she never ceases to amaze me. Like, she had a couple. I can't remember specifically. She had a couple good things.
So now the jump to Collision last night. Collision, they're going through their usual opening, promoting everything for the show. And then they showed Toni Storm, who was getting ready to come out, I think, and start a promo to start the show. And she is attacked by Mariah May, who leaves her a mess, drags her onto the rampway, calls for the timeless Tony Storm spotlight, and then starts blaming Tony, saying, "Look what you made me do. But you know what? At Revolution, let's have a Hollywood ending, and I will write a proper ending for you." So it looks like we are going to get a rematch at Revolution of Mariah May and Tony Storm for the AEW Championship, the rubber match.
Okay.
Which makes sense because the match at Grand Slam ended on a roll up. Because both of them were hitting finishers at the end of that match, and neither one would stay down. I'm guessing that we're all looking forward to this one.
I'm looking forward to this if it's the last time. I don't want them to drag it out. I'd like it to be the last match for a while with Mariah May. I do want Tony Storm to go over clean. It'd be nice, but we will see. I think it will be an absolute barnstorm of a match again. I think they'll tear the house down. I think anything that Tony Storm does is usually, for me, top of the card. She knocks out everything on the pay-per-views.
Just real quick, talking about talent at AEW that knocked everything out the park, Harley Cameron.
Yeah.
100% from where she started, 2 years ago, being on QTV or whatever, just as a side character for people to laugh at, to actually getting to show her talents of music. The girl can rap. She's a ventriloquist. So
the
many
puppet is the best thing I've seen in so long.
Even the minor things, like when she had the match with Mercedes Moné and the puppet had the angry eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
There's just things that, and she's getting so much better in the ring that I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah, for me, she saved Mercedes Moné's stardom in my eyes, because she was going downhill for me, Mercedes Moné, and this feud that she's just been through helped for me, and I now like Mercedes a bit more.
My problem with Mercedes is I feel like she's gotten better in the ring since the whole Britt Baker thing, and she looked a little bit lazy. I don't think she looks as lazy anymore, but my problem is she's just not interesting to me. I have no reason to sit there and buy into what she's doing as a heel.
Agree completely.
I shared this morning on my Instagram story, just in preparation for tonight's live with you guys. I was rewatching some wrestling this morning, and I rewatched NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, Sasha versus Bailey.
The last woman standing, right?
No, it's the one where Bailey wins with the Bailey to belly and gets the championship.
So I think they had weren't they the ones that also did the last woman standing match in NXT?
Did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was the same pay-per-view card where we got Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor as the Demon.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I watched that pay-per-view this morning, and it was Sasha Banks. I loved her in WWE. I don't like her as so much. I like her persona as Moné, but I don't like her wrestling as Moné, if that makes sense.
I just can't buy into it. That's my problem.
Yeah, it seems like she has no personality now, whereas when she was Sasha Banks, she had all the personality in the world.
Yeah, this is just something that's literally because of her name, she's being handed championships because
she's 4 belts Moné at the minute. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't feel like any of it's been earned.
Right.
To say
I'd like
it's
to
almost
lose all 4.
It's almost the Charlotte Flair perception, right?
Doesn't she also hold a New Japan title?
New Japan Women's Strong title, AEW's TBS title, and then the Rev Pro Championship, which I think is 2 championships as one at the moment. Ryan, I think you can, because Rev Pro is a UK.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Promotion, so I guess you would know that better than us if you follow that indie scene.
I generally don't follow it, but yeah.
Oh, I mean, I've seen some of their stuff online. Since you're in the UK, that's one of the top wrestling indie promotions out there. That's something I would recommend checking out.
Oh, definitely.
If it's in your area, because I know the UK is pretty big, so.
You can fit the UK into Texas 17 times.
Well.
Yeah, but
so it's not big. Yeah, and then there's still another 50 states to go. So America's massive.
Texas is its own thing. We don't claim Texas.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Texas is just there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Texas is its own thing. We're
Um,
like, yeah, they're kind of with us. If
a
they get
cou-
out of hand, we can kick them out, but we don't
So,
care.
just a couple other things to touch on real quick before we move on. I don't know. I don't think either of your guys saw Collision, but Hologram and the Beast Mortos. Like Beast Mortos, I'm high on. Hologram, not so much because again, no reason to invest, and it seems like almost every match he's in, there's been some type of spot where it's cringe, and
Okay.
I think there's a that not that he's unsafe, but where they're calling the spots isn't the safest thing.
Okay.
You know, like the booking of the match, going over it, like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this because this is a very dangerous spot to do in this situation. Also, AEW announcing the signing on Collision of Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yeah. Who just recently had a match with number one contender. Sorry, not number one contender, but SPO legend Pat Dynamite.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he did.
I remember you guys talking about Speedball Mike Bailey recently on the stream.
I think that was some of the
He is
TNA
amazing.
stuff.
Okay. Quick question. I'm waiting for a wrestler to pop back up on the scene, and I don't know Mil Muertes. Where is this dude? The guy from Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground. That's I know this. Give me a minute. I know this. I've actually looked this up recently.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see this guy for a while, and because I loved him in Lucha Underground.
Well,
Muertes.
real quick, while he's looking that up, what do you think about the Ricochet and Swerve feud?
I've honestly gone completely cold on Ricochet since he left WWE.
I mean, I wasn't really. I mean, I'm not going to say cold to him.
I'm interested, but I haven't been
I'm not.
impressed.
I'm genuinely not interested. When I see him on the screen, I kind of just be like, oh, really?
He's back to AAA now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not with any major promotion.
I'm very interested more in the Swerve side of it.
Oh, I love
And
Swerve. I think Swerve's
side
fantastic.
than the Ricochet side. I hope that he figures out his promo game, showing a bit more personality, because he just comes off like a jealous ex-girlfriend right now.
Who?
Ricochet.
Oh, yeah. I genuinely don't think we'll ever fix the Ricochet promo issue. I don't think Ricochet can talk. He never could. Even as Puma, he was brought out with Conan.
I'm convinced
Conan was
he's
the
an
talk piece.
He's not a very.
And when you're married to Samantha Irvin, you don't want to speak because she's the golden voice of the wrestling.
She recently was interviewed on Busted Open, which was a great interview. Yeah. It was nice to hear from her and stuff like that.
Definitely. Speaking of great Busted Open interviews, you have to watch the Undertaker ones where they're drinking the shots.
I listened to that on at night.
Yeah, they're so good.
Mil Muertes had a run in MLW. I don't know if you have access to that out there, from 2021 to 23.
Okay, I'll check that out.
So yeah, actually Dario Cueto was involved.
Oh wow, Dario.
He fought Pillman. Skimming through, that's the only name I recognize. But yeah, he's been out there, mostly in Mexico though.
And I miss Maria Coeta, the ring announcer for Lucha Underground. She was amazing.
So, real quick before we move on to All Stuff Elimination Chamber, would you guys like to talk a little bit of NXT? Because NXT had a good show this week, I feel like. With some very interesting things. I just want to cover a lot of the bigger things. Like, we had the appearance of the TNA X Division Champion Moose coming out and interrupting the NXT champion Oba Femi during a match.
We were talking about this last week.
Promo.
Last week I was saying I'd love to see Miro versus Oba Femi. And then look what happened this week. We get bloody Moose. So I was like, what's going on?
Wow. Just wow. The
opening scene with him standing there in that light, he looks so good.
At first, when it first hit, before I realized that the person was holding a championship, I thought it was Jonathan Gresham.
Okay.
I did
Yeah.
that. Like the height and everything. I know Gresham's a little bit shorter, but just from like as the camera was zooming in, and then you see the championship, and I was like, oh.
And I love that it instantly transcended to the WWE and NXT crowd. Everybody knew who he was, and they shouted and they played along with the Moose.
Yeah.
You know.
And
I love when that happens.
And it really shows that that's something I've been saying, that I think we should give a lot more fans a lot more credit, because it's those fans, the TNA and NXT fans, that are also watching the main roster.
Oh yeah, the NXT
As
fan is the
compared to
bigger mark.
people who, as compared to fans who only watch Raw and SmackDown, might not really watch
Agreed.
the NXT product unless it's a PLE.
Agreed.
You know
People
what
watch
I mean?
SmackDown out of habit because it's been on for so many years, and it's a lifestyle that people have always done for all. You know, it's family time on a Friday night and stuff like that. And
Just like here in America, Monday Night Football.
exactly.
It's an institution of itself now. But then we had Obafemi appear on also TNA this week from Full Sail, which wow. And there's going to be a 6-man tag with Oba and I believe the Hardys going up
Really?
against the System on TNA on
Ooh.
the Impact this week coming up. And if what I saw from the spoilers is true, Roadblock is going to have a very interesting match, which I don't
Okay.
want to go into that for people who don't read spoilers. I don't want to spoil it for our fans out there or any fans, period, who might watch this. So
Technically, Roblox's the last stop before Mania. Like, technically, it's the last stop.
NXT as well. We get the Ricky Starks contract signing, which he now goes
Saints.
by Ricky Saint, which I'm
What do you think to
perfectly,
that?
I'm
You can't
perfectly
legally
fine.
say Starks anymore.
I mean,
It will
I'm
take a
fine
while
with
for me.
it's going to take, it's a little bit of adjusting, just like, you know, I still call Brian Danielson Daniel Bryan. I still call Cope Edge. Like,
Yeah.
it's just how I knew him for so many years.
I thought Gunther would be a hard one, but I kind of adjusted to that one really quick.
Because it almost
See, he
fits.
was my NXT UK champion for a long, long
Oh,
time. As
I-
Walter,
Fair
the
enough,
boy
fair
Walter.
enough.
Yeah,
Also,
I love that.
Another one. I know it's been reversed now, but I still call Pete Dunne Butch, even though it's for like 5 minutes of his career. But I think that's only because like he hasn't been updated in WWE 2K24. So that's just me personally. Well, I'm sure once the new game comes out and I play that for a couple weeks, I'll be like, oh yeah, Pete Dunne.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like that with all that at some point, I believe, yeah. So we had Ethan Page interrupt Ricky, which eventually, as the show goes on, leads to being booked for, I believe, next week's NXT, Ricky Saints and Javon Evans versus Wes Lee and Ethan Page. Also,
How do you
on
feel
this-
about like the AEW comparisons? Like instantly to start off, I hated it personally. I was like, just anybody
For who?
but for Ricky Saints. It was like, why bring out an ex AEW guy that they know each other from AEW? Like it just got to me a little bit.
That I'm okay with, because you always want somebody working with somebody that they're familiar with. And if I look at that roster, the two best people that he's going to put a match on with right now would be Ethan Page and Sean Spears.
Okay, no, you just told it to me. Fair enough. I was thinking more down the line of WWE were trying to be like, look what we can do that you couldn't, you know?
But I mean, also look at,
No. I don't think it's like that.
yeah, not
Watch us
Not at all.
make money with the stars that you got rid of, kind of thing.
another interesting thing from NXT was a challenge, which was also accepted from the No Quarter Catch crew, challenging the Hardys for the TNA Tag Team Championship, which will happen on NXT this week.
I can't wait for that.
Wow, the Hardys returning to WWE.
Stay in the car, Frank.
Damn it, Frank. What did I tell you? Stay in the car.
This is a wonderful, wonderful beer, even though I haven't taken a sip or even smelled it yet. I'm sorry, real quick. That our homie at Thresh blah, blah. Hey, there he is in the chat. Our homie yeah, we'll get to that. Our homie Thresh Gecko, sorry. We'll get
Come
to
on,
that.
man. Let me do my job.
Just got a job selling this stuff.
Nice.
So and this is he guessed it on a couple weeks ago on our show. That wasn't his name.
Yeah.
But yeah, no man, thank you, and I'll be doing a review of the other one.
So BJ, how do you feel about this whole no quarter catch crew and Hardy Boys match coming up?
Oh, it should be interesting. Just to see Hardy's in NXT was like something that like no doubt, my man. Just something that like I've only dreamed about and like done in WWE 2K. I don't know. I'm getting really excited for next year's release or next release in a couple weeks. So
Yeah, so am I.
But
I've never played those.
yeah, but no, this is going to be historic. This is going to be an amazing moment. But we'll see. We haven't the NXT, fans haven't seen the Hardys in a long time. The WWE fans, I should say, haven't seen the Hardys in a long time. So it'll be interesting to see what the reaction is and how the crowd handles it.
I can see how it's going to go now. It's going to go delete, delete, delete. It's going to be a great night.
Also for next week, we have Carmen Petrovich won a #1 contenders match for the Women's North American Championship and will be getting her shot against Stephanie Vakir. We also will have next week an X Division Championship match between Moose and Heritage Cup holder Lexis King. This NXT coming up is going to be a really good show, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yep. NXT is the best wrestling show of the week. I genuinely feel that.
I used to be on that train. I still feel like it's up there. But now, with how good Raw and SmackDown have been the past couple years, when you look across the board, at least just at WWE, on any given week, 1, 2, and 3 could be a completely different order.
Yeah, I agree.
Week.
Yeah.
Since the Netflix era, I will say I do not like SmackDown. I don't like the 3-hour. We'll get onto it, but I don't like all that stuff. And NXT for me, it's perfectly.
I prefer SmackDown at 2 hours. And NXT, I can't watch now. I can, but I have to like think of it the next day and do it after I get off work, but before AEW. And it's just like,
yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Days where I fall behind and I gotta take notes for shows, and I'm just like, damn, I gotta watch this. Let's go.
And at that point, it's just like, okay, I can just go on YouTube and like,
Hold on,
Jose, we are about to get to those real soon.
Yeah, Jose.
getting there.
Yes, we were getting there. We're just covering some stuff from NXT first, and
Stay
then we'll be
tuned.
getting there. Also, at the end of the show, we had a poll up on our page, which if you go to right now, I believe it's in post section or community section. There is a poll up to vote on for future content that you would like to see from us. So please go vote now if you have it.
Yeah, man, we want to know what you guys want to see.
Because we got to give the people what they want. I stand by that 100%.
We got to
right.
do best for business.
A show called Dwayne Johnson, and you just do whatever the hell you want to do. Sorry, is that too a bit early? Sorry, a little bit premature.
That's what she said. Moving
We're
on.
getting there.
Anyway, now, all right. We'll start doing this, I guess, as we talk through the shows and go with matches and stuff. Figure this out as we go. Let's start off with Sammy and KO, or at least Sammy kicking off Raw this week.
Yeah. Coming out spitting venom.
Like, wow. Like,
One of the most passionate promos I've seen in a long time. I felt every single word that he said.
and it's not just that, me as somebody, BJ as well, where we were in the area of the Ring of Honor when it was able to be seen on a wider base before the end with Sinclair Broadcasting, which completely butchered the idea of that company and getting eyes on it.
Right.
Oh, excuse me. That the Sami Zayn / El Generico and Kevin Owens / Kevin Steen, they go back 20 years now.
Yeah,
Almost
it's a rivalry
like-
that transcends companies.
There's so much history there that these
I would
two
say maybe 30 years at this point.
That-
Maybe not
that-
like, on TV, but as
Yeah.
people.
but how their careers are tied to each other, kind of like Austin McMahon, right? Cena Punk, Cena Edge, Cena Orton. A lot
Kane
of their
and Taker.
careers are just intertwined with each other. Like no matter where they're at, we somehow always get back somehow to this pairing. Like Roman Seth.
And it never
right
gets
now.
old. Never ever gets old.
No, because they figure out every time how can we push it to the next level, And when Sammy chose to help Roman and everything, I called it then and there at some point with where the whole KO thing was going. That eventually we're going to have to address this, right? We have to address the idea that he's worried about Cody helping the enemy. What about his best friend? And so we get the package pile driver a couple weeks ago. We finally get Sammy finally returns, challenges KO to a match, goes over their entire history practically with each other. We finally get Adam Pearce coming out. He's like, no, I'm not signing the match. You're not cleared. Eventually, it's not official. It's unsanctioned. So at Elimination Chamber, which we can now give our first pick for Elimination Chamber, we have Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens in an unsanctioned match. And yes, my brother Dan, you did call it as we were watching the show together.
Nice.
I am glad that you have learned from Pro Wrestling Focus so well, my son. But what do you guys expect from this match? BJ, we'll start with you.
All out brutality. We know how these guys get down, especially when it's one-on-one. Just
Yeah,
them two in a row.
Especially going through their history, right? Like their infamous, what is it, like TLC style match from Ring of Honor, where Owens hits the package pile driver on him on a bridge ladder in the middle of the ring. Like that clip pops up for me all the time, even before this feud started.
I don't want to see any ladders involved. There's been that Owens ladder spot the last time was just too much.
Which one?
Exactly. Let's keep it to like chairs and like baseball bats and like thumbtacks.
How you feel about a flaming table?
I'm all right with it as long as
Okay.
it doesn't break and someone says, "I am the table."
Oh, hold
Do
on.
it, do it,
Ladies
do it.
and gentlemen,
it.
finally making a run in after we have been no holds barred here, and I've had a rant. The one, the only, Chef the Ref.
1, 2, 3. It's over.
Oh, I have to end it.
Thank you,
Oh.
sir.
I didn't realize it was like that. Let me just.
Did BJ just cut himself? There he is.
Uh,
Yes, here I am to throw a wrench in the whole works.
Well,
Love it.
we talked about AEW.
all right, who paid this guy today?
Guy right over there did.
Somebody
Sent him,
around here.
I sent him
Who
British
knows?
money. I don't know what he did with it, but I sent him British money.
Hey, it's better than American at this moment.
Dude, I'm not saying you sent the wrong pounds, but you might have sent the wrong pounds.
Yeah. I said I was 20 pounds lighter. You just didn't get the reference.
All right, so since you just got here, we have gotten to WWE, we talked AEW, we talked some TNA. Oh, which
All
by the
right.
way, real quick, not to sidetrack, but
Mhm.
TNA this week with Elias, now Elijah,
Yes.
tag teaming with Joe Hendry this week against the Colognes of all people who also, I guess, debuted in TNA. Boy,
Yeah.
that was, which,
Yeah,
by the
that-
way, was a good show for Full Sail, for a good
Yeah.
live show. But yeah, we're
Yeah.
talking Sammy and KO at the moment, and giving our predictions for Ring of Honor. Wow, see, I'm all
For the
over the
Chamber.
place for the Elimination Chamber as we go over Raw and SmackDown. So since you got here,
Yeah.
what's your
All right.
thoughts on everything going on with Sammy and KO, and that it's not official, it's unsanctioned?
Well, with it being sanctioned, the only thing the guy that's in stripes is there to do is count the 1, 2, 3. So outside of that,
count. That's an important thing. Instead of counting somebody out 10 seconds in a street fight.
yeah, that's kind of silly. A street fight should not have countouts. That makes no sense. But as far as KO and Sammy go, these guys, they've been friends, they've been enemies. Currently, they're on that enemies side of things right now. Unsanctioned fight. It's gonna be a bloodbath with these two. They definitely are going to be going at it hard against each other. These two are going to leave everything they got in that ring, taking each other on, and it's really. I have no idea who's going to take this one. Sammy is going to be in front of his family, so he's got that motivation. But also, KO's got that motivation because Sammy's in front of his family.
Let's just talk about how on SmackDown this week with KO's reply that he recorded his X video right outside of Sami Zayn's window, and we see him
Brilliant,
with his
brilliant.
family.
Yeah.
Steven, how you doing? But yeah,
Not the first time we've seen someone record in front of someone's house or from even inside someone's house for that matter.
Let's not talk about Brian Pillman and Stone Cold. All right. But yeah, BJ, who do you think wins the Sammy KO match?
I want KO, but I think Sammy will get the victory.
Chef, who do you think has it?
I think Sammy, he's got that motivation in front of his family, but like I said, KO also has that same motivation, and KO has been on this betrayal kick for a while now. And Sammy, I've been saying for a while, Sammy's going to be that last one that he goes after, and it's going to be brutal, and KO is going to get the win here, I think.
I mean, I was saying before you got here, that bringing up the idea that when Sammy decided to help Roman and KO was starting this whole, everybody's turning on me thing and making himself to be a martyr. What did I say? How often or how soon is it until we get there? Leave one of those out, BJ. Leave one of those out.
Well,
and there we go. See, this is why I'm supposed to be in charge of the comments.
That's what I was. Yeah, I was going to come in and say Orton return. I think Orton sets an upset. I think Sammy wins because Orton hits an RKO out of camera shot
and
on
there
Kevin.
It is.
I think we're all forgetting about Orton.
I was trying to go past it and I missed.
So that's what you expect from this match, Ryan?
Yeah, I think this match is a tease. I don't think that this match is going to get the full payoff. I think the Mania match is Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton. I think that's the Mania match, and I think that this is just going to build that by having Randy Orton come back. He's the only one who had the package pile driver, and he's still laid up, but everyone else has come back and wrestled after it.
Oh, yeah, I completely agree with that. For me...
Orton's still driving on this.
Well, we got.
I think that we're going to get a full match out of them. Can I see Orton interfering in the match? Maybe, but maybe more. What I see happening is KO wins this somehow, some way. KO pulls off the win, and while he's celebrating, that's when Orton returns. Because what is it? The last 3 months now, I've been saying, "Where's Orton?" Like, it would have made sense for Saturday night's main event for him to return. It would have made sense at the Royal Rumble for him to return. But instead, they went to go set this up because they probably had to kill a little bit more time. And 6 weeks is more than enough with what KO did to Orton to build for them to have a WrestleMania match.
Mm-hmm. And please, if I'm wrong with it being unsanctioned, I don't know if this can happen, but I'm seeing a stretcher spot. Like, I'm seeing one of the two guys on a stretcher and something happening. I don't know if that can happen with it being unsanctioned. Can the WWE
sure.
help with that?
Do
and
we-
stuff?
I mean, do we see maybe Orton hit the package pile driver on KO after an RKO?
Or a punt.
A punt.
Oh, the
An
punt.
actual
Yeah.
punt.
I
Yeah.
missed the punt kick so much. Mid 2000s, Randy Orton was the best Randy
Should
Orton.
call it the
Hold on,
Netflix
so wait a
Nutcracker.
minute.
Should call it the Netflix Nutcracker.
Continuing with that logic, then like, what if this whole pile driver thing was all just a ruse to get the punt back?
I love it. I'm there for it. I'm there for it. I absolutely love it. Or even just to
I'm
bring
in
back
for it.
that side of Orton that eventually turns him heel.
Depends
Heel
what you do with
Randy
Cody.
is definitely a fun Randy.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
heel Randy.
It needs to
face
be the
Randy,
opposite to Cody to set that up.
Oh
Never
yeah.
been in a face Randy, except for RK Bro.
Let's see. Where should we go next?
Can I just
Uh,
say I watch Raw and SmackDown every week, and every week I watch SmackDown, I miss Pat McAfee's voice. I miss Pat McAfee's interjection. There's certain points in the in the wrestling throughout the week where there'll be something happening in SmackDown, and it's completely quiet from the commentary, and I'm like, we need some interjection here from Pat McAfee. Be like, oh my god, did he just say that? Like, we need that, and we don't get it.
Or just a stupid little quip.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's the difference.
Something.
It's just the difference between Tessitore and Barrett compared to Cole and McAfee.
I just have that in my notes there. Yeah, Pat McAfee is
McAfee
brilliant.
he has that fan energy as an announcer. He is at the announce table as a legit 100% fan. And it's something that even Michael has rejuvenated Michael Cole as Pat McAfee's learned to do it commentary style. Chef, on the other hand, is just looking away because he is not a Pat McAfee fan in any way, shape, or form.
Nah.
I just think there's a complete and utter difference from the both
I
shows when
love
you listen
it.
to them.
I
Yeah,
love
no,
it.
What's wrong with
I
Tom
appreciate Barrett and not so much McAfee. I like the Barrett Tessitore.
Each to their own. I love
I
like
like
them both
both
as well,
teams.
but
So, but
I
yeah,
just there were certain points in SmackDown where it was very poignant that there needed to be something said from the commentary team, and it was just silent. And I'm like, what's going on?
a lot of times I don't mind silence from the commentary team and letting the in-ring tell the story and not having
Yeah.
everything spoon-fed
Um,
to me by the commentator.
I mean, it comes
Fair
to a
enough.
But what
point
if blind
towards
people are
where
watching?
I mean,
Then they've
it's
got
one-
Braille. You can touch the screen.
I mean, it's one of those basic things, right? Where during a normal match, play-by-play is expected, but then that silence carries more when something serious happens. Because when something big and serious happens, commentary will go dead.
No. Sorry.
Something just
Whoa.
went haywire for BJ.
Like throughout the
right,
entire
yeah.
Rock segment on SmackDown, I was wanting Pat McAfee to interject and just be funny with some of the things that were being said. But it's just me. It's just me.
I agree.
Also on Raw this week, take a little side track here from Elimination Chamber stuff. AJ Styles versus Dominic Mysterio. What a match they had
don't
this
want them.
week. But
Yeah, I'm
especially
sorry,
with the
yeah.
interesting ending of Braun Breaker hitting the ring to go spear AJ, and poor Dom had to
All I
eat
have
a
in my
spear
notes
not
is-
meant for him.
All I have in my notes is AJ is 47. WTF? Like that guy's
Yeah.
3 years from 50, and he's amazing.
Someone posted a
100%.
meme. It was like AJ Styles in 2005, and it was him with the TNA Championship, and it was like Dominic Mysterio in 2000. It was
Yeah.
from the.
And I also have in my notes before we go. It was a small part in Raw this week, but I wanted to point out the long story booking of Carlito, because if you watch Carlito with Chris Van Vliet, he was talking how he was really trying to get his character in the game, and then when you cut to Raw this week, he was trying to purchase his character in the game in the Judgment Day locker room, and I thought that is perfect storyline.
Carlito got more pop on TNA this week than he got on.
Interesting.
And he didn't even appear.
And he
in
didn't even
TNA.
appear.
His brother
He didn't even
and
appear.
cousin did. I believe that's his cousin, right?
Love it.
Yep.
Epico and Primo, or Orlando and Eduardo.
Yeah.
I show speed record how he almost died as well from the spear from Bron Breakker. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have always hoped.
We had Dakota Kai defeat Ivy Nile in a Women's Intercontinental Championship #1 contenders match.
I
Very well
really
deserved.
enjoyed that match.
Hey, Poppin.
Hey,
Good
man.
to see you, brother.
Hey, man. We love everybody from all over the world.
You know what I'm like for invading American streams.
Man, you're always trying to hold us down, huh?
You guys left me so many years ago, so I just thought I'd try and hold on to the little bit of Americanism I have left.
Look, listen.
I'm just not going to tax you, right?
Look, we let you have Canada. Wasn't that enough?
Oh, yeah, no thanks.
Well,
Ron
you
versus
guys
AJ is going to
ruled-
be a good match. Yeah,
Well, Canada falls under your rule, not ours. So,
yeah, same as Australia, I believe.
you mean the penal island?
Something like that. Yeah.
Watch his mouth.
No offense to any
This is a
Australians out
PG-13
there.
stream.
Nothing but love. Box your kangaroos.
So I must have went way overboard with my notes because I literally have written down here: AJ holds Dom in a headlock, back suplex, rough Dom's up in the corner. Dom fights back only to be drop kicked for his efforts. I wrote like the whole match card.
Were you just typing down the play-by-play?
Pretty much, bro. Yeah.
So, yeah, Dakota Kai's getting next week. Dakota Kai's getting a shot at the Women's Intercontinental Championship next week. Again,
Is it believable?
Yeah, it is. I mean, look at it like this: when Chelsea Green beat who was it, Naomi in the finals, she got a rematch right away. You know, she earned that rematch. So, you know, it makes sense that you run it back one more time after the tournament, and then Lyra most likely retains, and we move on to the next challengers. These titles are still early in their infancy. We gotta get the stories built. You know,
I wouldn't be upset if they took it off Lyra. Honestly, I love Lyra, but I wouldn't be upset.
You know,
Same.
I wouldn't be upset, but at the same time, as I've said, every time I feel like Dakota Kai's right there to get that big push, something happens and she gets injured, something derails her, and that just goes downhill from there. So I'm much of a fan of her as I am. I'm hoping this works out because I can see her being a mid-card champion. I can see her being pushed to challenge Rhea. It's just making it believable. Like we saw her and Rhea, I think, have a feud, or her and Raquel. If she could look legit against Raquel, she can look legit against Rhea.
Yeah.
I think Raquel is definitely a couple levels down from Rhea.
No,
I mean-
but I'm saying being believable, right? If you can make it believable that Dakota Kai can beat Raquel Rodriguez, you can make it believable. You made Liv Morgan believable that she could beat Rhea.
Wow. That was with significant help.
But I'm just saying you have to have that belief that, but no matter how that win's going to happen, that person can still win.
I feel like Maxine, it would be believable for Maxine to beat Raquel. Like Raquel has not been like booked to the point where she looks like she's a threat to anybody. Yeah,
Not
big,
since she came back, but before that, you know, like
there was a moment there. Yeah.
she's had her moments. I'm just saying, like, you make somebody believable. And did Dakota Kai beat, say, Raquel on the main roster? Oh, if she could beat Raquel straight up with no help, she might be able to beat Rhea Ripley at some point. Like, that's the whole idea of you get that build up to the moment. I'm not just saying we just throw her right in there. Not that I think that's going to happen in any way, shape, or form right now.
Apparently, BJ has rejected this latest beverage.
Yeah. It has
It
me
was
thinking,
iced tea or something.
it has me thinking, and here comes the nerdiness in me out, of a Star Trek Generations movie where Data gets the emotion chip, and he's in 10 forward with Geordi, and he takes a sip of a drink, and he just made the same face BJ made, and there's like, This is disgusting. Can I have some more? Just to experience that emotion again.
And he's
here
still
we go.
forcing it
Look, he
upon
wanted
himself.
some more.
I'll just drink it.
So you opened it. You got to now.
What
All
did you
right,
guys
so-
think of the Gunther section? What did you think to that?
I was just about to get into that. What do you guys like to lead the way on that?
Gunther.
I thought it was interesting. I thought the way he came out was interesting. He took Jay's spot. He came out through the crowd and thought he wanted to live the spot that he was a true heel, wasn't he? He got the booze. Great guy. My notes go: Gunther is here doing Jay Uso's entrance through the crowd. The crowd boo. Simple gestures for simple people. Gunther performing for the crowd is Shakespeare to a dog. Love that line when he said that.
That was
People can't lace Gunther's boots.
Whoops.
Jay's blood will be on our hands, apparently. Gunther asks Michael and Pat, in a unbiased opinion, does Jay have a chance to win? I love that he asked them that question, and in their unbiased
Yes.
professional opinion.
Yes, and I love how Pat sat there, and I give him credit, like being on the mic and building that moment, right, to say something, kind of like Paul Heyman did with the whole Madison Square Garden. You are not my tribal chief. You know, like how being on the mic, building that anticipation with the crowd, and as Gunther's about to go attack Pat McAfee for saying, "Nope, I think Jay wins." And picking Jay comes out to make the save.
Mhm.
Like, I like how they're building this up. They're actually making it personal now, which is something I think is needed for Jay, because it gives him that extra character, that extra motivation needed to go to that next level, just like it was for last year for Sammy, which I'm going to keep making the comparisons because I do feel like they're rehashing the Sammy storyline for Jay, and they're just tweaking little things along the way. You know, Gunther, who's only been pinned by what, 3-4 people total in his entire career within WWE from NXT UK to now.
Yeah.
Like, it says a lot to that point of where they're just at. But I'm really looking forward to that build and seeing where it goes from here. I'm hoping Jay wins, but I wouldn't be mad if he didn't. Because
I don't
I'm
think he
happy
does.
with either as champion.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, I
I've-
think Gunther, I don't feel like Jay is going to get that win over him. I don't think that Gunther lets Jay get that win. And yeah.
Gunther is the perfect WrestleMania heel champion for somebody. But it's not
Yeah.
Jay.
Okay.
Um,
I don't believe in Jay, personally. I don't like the yeet. I'm sick of the yeeting already. Like,
I'm with that. I just don't like his.
Goes on for
in-ring.
too long.
His matches are boring. Like
I agree. He doesn't hold me in the ring at all.
I mean, you
Jimmy
do.
has exciting matches.
I mean, the same thing that you say about Jay, I can say about Gunther.
But there's
No,
a
there is no but. There is no
For me,
but
there is
in
a
it.
complete and
Gunther
utter
will
difference.
use
One of
the
them is a
exact
complete
same
and-
He will use the same tactics that he uses in every match. The same as
methodical.
Jay will hit the same spears, the same splashes, and all that stuff. The top guys always have 5 to 6 primary moves they hit in all their matches. And that dates
Look.
back as far as Hulk Hogan.
he's methodical. He has a match structure. Milky knows what I'm talking about. When you watch a Gunther match, you're like, okay, here's the chop section. Here's the joint manipulation section. Here's
Here's the
the
suplex
you know
section.
what I mean? Here's the suplex section. Yeah, okay. Jay, like,
But
He's a
Jay's,
tag team without a tag team partner.
not going to be doing all those big power moves that somebody like Roman would do. He should be doing more of the smaller guy stuff.
What the
Agreed. Yeah, no. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah.
There's only so many super kicks I can believe.
All right,
You
no,
don't,
don't,
you don't
oh,
need
hold on.
more.
Don't get me wrong on the prostitution of super kicks. Don't get me started on that. All right.
And the Usos ruined
Well,
them for
but-
me. And the
No,
young
Oh,
and the young
the
bucks.
Young Bucks.
The young, yeah.
The young bucks
Young
and the
Bucks.
Usos both ruined
No,
them for me.
the young bucks are because it's the idea of, you know what, if you could throw a good super kick, good. But you know what? There's only two people I will say that have ever thrown super kicks at Shawn Michaels level, and that's Shawn Michaels and Nick Nemeth.
Yeah.
Like when Nick Nemeth hits a super kick, I think Shawn Michaels. I think Sweet Chin Music. I don't think super kick. I don't
But
think
that's
of it
also
as
how
a
people sell it
generic
for
way.
him. Like people drop, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm just
I
saying,
had the Gunther segment as an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed the Gunther segment.
Yeah.
it's just something where
Jonesy, we are so close to letting you know what we think about the female chamber. Just hold
We're
on, we'll
getting
get
there.
there. Hit the like button. It might come quicker.
Then we, after the Gunther segment, we had Penta defeating Pete Dunne. Ludwig Kaiser coming out during the match, which has apparently, from what I saw online from an Adam Pearce announcement, that this week on Raw, Penta versus Pete Dunne versus Ludwig Kaiser in a triple threat match.
Love it.
Love it. Love
Yep.
it. Love it. Love it.
Now, we can talk about, because as I'm going through the rundown here, this is where I'm at. So
1 second. And I love it because 6 months ago, you would never see this happen.
no, I
And all
agree
of a
with that.
sudden, it's like, what? Okay. Yes.
Yeah, shut up and take my money.
Yeah. I'll be there.
Kaiser would still be
Cool.
following Gunther around, doing absolutely nothing of value. And yeah, now
And
he's
Vince
actually doing something decent.
He's gotten into good shape over like the past year or two.
Oh, yeah.
And another
so-
great interview with Chris Van Vliet as well. If anybody wants to check that out, he did a great interview.
So since I say that it was mentioned, I'll bring it up. If I
Nope.
can do,
Oh, okay.
do we think Bianca Belair will win the Elimination Chamber? Well, we will get into
Nope.
that right
We'll
now.
get there. This is what I meant to put up.
Well, I have a
Us
big ginger beard. So does
all us
Ginger. So
all us gingers are everywhere. You gotta watch out there, House of Clock.
we
So
look after. We'd
we
be more of a
had-
tag team than a fight. We'd be on each other's side.
So we had the final women's elimination chamber qualifier this week, with in shocking fashion, thanks to Naomi and Bianca coming out, Roxanne Perez from NXT defeats Raquel Rodriguez. I mean,
I like Roxy
wow.
being in there.
So do-
I like
She's
that
only-
a little bit.
It
She's
was-
only in there because of Bailey.
That's fine.
I
I'm
mean,
fine
that's
with
fine because that Bailey feud is it's almost like her call up. Like
Yeah.
To start somebody in a feud in NXT and kind of allow a mini call up to the main roster to continue that feud with that many eyes in front of it brings eyes to NXT, which in turn with TNA wrestlers appearing there will put eyes on TNA. There is a
And
whole
don't
method
forget-
to this.
Don't forget, Roxy is the former Ring of Honor women's
She
champion.
was the first, I believe, the first Ring of Honor women's
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah, exactly.
Woman of
I'd be more
Honor.
invested if there
I
wasn't certain
believe it.
people in the match.
But yeah, so we get her qualifying, and now we have all 6 opponents for the Elimination Chamber known. We have, as just said, Roxanne Perez, Bailey, Naomi, Bianca, both are women's tag team champions.
I've had this
We
up.
have Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss. And the winner will face Rhea Ripley for the WWE Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. Chef, who you got here?
Well, I do enjoy this lineup here. I feel like Liv has had her shots at Rhea, so I don't see her taking this elimination chamber.
I could see them going back to it,
What
though.
was that?
I don't see that happening. I don't see Liv getting the win here. I think that Bailey and Roxanne are going to be too focused on each other to actually win this. I feel like Bailey or not Bailey, Bianca and Naomi, they're a tag team, but I feel like that never works out well for tag teams going into these type of matches, no matter what kind it is, be it a Royal Rumble, a regular Battle Royal, an Elimination
Oh, you
Chamber.
mean being
Never
booked
bodes
in
well
it?
for tag teams. So by process of elimination, you should have figured out that my pick here is Miss Alexa Bliss to go up against
Yeah,
Rhea at
ding ding
WrestleMania.
ding 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 ding.
I mean, at
ding.
least we don't have our women's tag team champions walking out because they're being booked in a match where they're singles competitors against each other.
I don't see this tag team lasting a lot longer, especially once Jade comes back and exposes Naomi as being the one who actually attacked her.
Could you see
But-
Jade return at the Chamber and squash the beef there?
I don't know that her return comes at the Chamber. More likely it comes at the week after Chamber, would be more likely in my eyes.
Okay.
But they've definitely been pushing this angle here, and I feel like the natural way to go is Naomi. Her jealousy played into it. She took out Jade, and so that she could get back with her bestie and have the titles there. So
But you're telling me you don't believe that Liv Morgan did it, but WWE
Oh,
showed us that
absolutely
Liv
not.
Morgan was backstage.
absolutely not. I never believed that for a moment.
No, they showed that she was at the same show because that was setting up the Survivor Series War Games match when that happened. So they were booked to be there that night.
Yeah,
But
that's all
Naomi
they
they
do.
knows
had
for
a match on
sure
that
that Liv
SmackDown.
did it.
Oh, Naomi knows for sure, but there's a lot of people who know things. For
Hey, don't
sure
question
that
me.
are
I
actually
think
very
Bianca
wrong.
knows who did it too.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
did it for the Rock.
I'm going to go straight
But,
out with Chef the Ref and tell you that I am exactly by his side. Alexa Bliss is winning this. Easy, hands down. She's facing Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania.
All
I
right.
wanna say Alexa, but looking at it logically, like, okay, so that moves Alexa to Raw.
Mhm.
Well, Alexa's now, yeah, she just got to SmackDown.
Right. So that moves her, and when she was originally announced for Raw, but then they're like, no, she's on SmackDown. That moves her back to Raw.
Yeah, and then
So,
they
so either
shifted.
way there. But I don't think that's a good feud for Rhea. I think the best feud here for Rhea, and I definitely think Rhea will come out of this feud the champion, but I think Roxanne wins.
Wow.
Wow.
Ah,
Wow.
That would be a headline
I
win.
would say how hard it is to say that Roxanne would be the ultimate underdog in this match, but wow, that is you definitely would I would think would pick the one person that probably
Oh wait,
nobody
she's
else.
wrapped up with Bailey right now.
yes. Yeah.
Oh,
that,
never
that
mind.
was
Hold
the
on.
whole point of my argument there, BJ.
Yeah, God.
All the stories seem to mix except
It's
for
like,
one.
so it comes down to like, okay, so Liv, it makes the most sense because she's the only one who's not involved with it. Sorry, not Liv. Alexa would make sense because she's the only one not involved in anything right now. Between Bianca, Naomi, everyone else is involved with someone else, and like there's something going on. What do? Does this branch off into a new story? Does this further another story? Like, how does this work? You know, I'm looking at it. I don't want to say Alexa, but yeah, I think it's going to have to be 5 Feet of Fury.
They could
you know-
swerve because Liv is only in it because of Rhea's mistake. So they could pull that on us and make it Liv and Rhea again because of Rhea's mistakes. And
I
she has to
feel like
face it
people
one more
would pick a
time.
Liv and Rhea.
I completely agree, but because Rhea was the reason why Liv is in it, there could
Yeah.
be something there that
That
they're playing
that's
on.
that's a very good
True,
point and a
true.
very good catch, especially in long-term storytelling. Or could Rhea interfere in the match and correct her mistake and make sure Liv doesn't make it
Good point.
to
Good point.
WrestleMania?
Could we
Just as a
see-
counter to that, because go ahead.
Could we see the lights go out? And could we hear that? I think it's a D sharp.
What, Uncle Howdy at the end of the
Nikki
show?
Cross.
But no, Necky.
Have Nikki Cross come out there and
Uh,
interfere.
Be Necky. have something to do with it.
So
She didn't quite make it to being a superhero, but she could be
Well-
somehow involved.
now that I could see that, but so here we go. First of all, somehow, some way, and I hate to say it because I am not a fan of hers, something is telling me to go with Bianca Belair and Rhea at WrestleMania. I think it would be a good money match, a WrestleMania worthy match,
Yeah.
given how they've come up together and they've been kept apart for the most part. Even being on the same shows, they're kind of kept away from each other as much as possible. We haven't really seen them really truly interact since what? The NXT days of having an actual feud. And if you ask me, Rhea surpassed Bianca almost in every aspect. Naomi and Bianca also being intertwined into this Jade Cargill storyline. I think we could also see not only a Randy Orton return at the Elimination Chamber, but I could see Jade Cargill just as much as I could see Rhea Ripley somehow getting into that chamber and going after people.
And that was my next question. If you're picking Bianca, does that mean Jade returns?
But my whole theory is, and I think it would be lazy booking at this point, so I didn't see it coming with the New Day, is what if they both did it to get rid of Jade?
That was
We have that Jade tweet like, "Oh, really? You guys don't know who did this?" Almost like she knows something and just isn't saying anything, right?
That's
the only
kinda
way it works for
what I
Bianca
was
winning is if
thinking
she's
the
the one who
whole
attacked Jade.
I'm going to be honest. I love the idea that you were willing to pick Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, love it.
A lot of things with Bailey, I think would make sense because you could see the Bailey and Roxanne feud ending at Roadblock.
Yeah.
Like that's
One last match, and then
that
I
moves
stand by that. I stand by Roxanne.
And do you know, I always wanted Bianca to turn on Jade as well, purely because of her ring music. I never needed you at all. I just love that if that was a long-term booking, that her music was always, I never needed you. I was always better on my own. That would be so cool.
She's
But I just
always
don't
had
see
that
that. I don't think they
music.
do that.
She's had
I
that
know she
music
has,
since
yeah.
before. So, but yeah, that
Yeah.
that's I guess part of her personality
I mean,
because it's part of her music. But
so that is another issue within this match, right? Let's look at it like this, because you're going to want heel versus face in most of your matches. If Bianca wins, Rhea's also a face. And I don't think there's any way that you turn her heel and the fans turn on Rhea.
Well, Bianca would turn heel if it's found out that she attacked Jade.
The problem is how much Bianca should be a heel.
And then she can stand next to her heel boyfriend.
She's in
who's
a
just come back.
very specific position to be a role model, right? Now, no pun intended, because Bailey's in the match too, but
I was about to remind you of that.
yeah, just the general purpose of her positioning, of how we've seen Bianca presented at past WrestleMania, with all the kids coming down with her. Like
that can always change. And in the last couple of weeks, we've seen some heel-like tendencies, like not hearing someone out and just attacking, and you know what I mean.
I mean, we see it's one of those things to where it's like, if she turns and her and Naomi are still the tag team champions, and one of them turns, what's that going to say for our tag team championships? Which then now in my head makes me think Jade Cargill could possibly not be seen, or she just returns, right? She doesn't interfere necessarily. She just appears in general purpose. And we get like the press conference. Yeah. And maybe we get her at the after show press conference if there's one, and they announce, oh, she'll be at Raw or SmackDown this week.
Hey, can we throw up Jose's prediction?
Yeah, I just read that, Jose. Great prediction.
Yeah.
Go ahead, throw that up, man.
So we'll start with this. If anybody would like to read it.
Also, I think there's a way
Right.
Bianca
Also-
can win. So I think Bianca and Naomi lose tag titles on Monday to Liv and Raquel, because at Mania, I think they are going to defend the tag titles against Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, because at Royal Rumble, Liv eliminated Alexa. So I think the final three will be Naomi, Liv, and Bianca. And then somehow Jade enters the chamber and attacks Naomi while Liv is in the ring with her. And Bianca is outside the ring, knocked down. Then Liv is going to eliminate Naomi. And then the final two will be Liv and Bianca. But the winner is going to be Bianca Belair, because there's been a lot of rumors. That's my prediction.
Love
Okay.
it.
All
And that's
right.
my reading of Jose's prediction.
Okay. Thank you,
Brought
Seth.
to you by BJ and DG Talk Wrestling. Like and subscribe now, please.
Speaking of which, should we take a little plug break?
Well, okay. Let's see.
We usually do it at
This
the end of the
plug break
show,
brought to
but
you by-
like we can do it then too.
I only see the one video here, so should I just shoot that one up?
Shoot it up.
Whatever it
Oh,
is,
how about
yeah.
this? Instead, before this break, it'll be a nice quick 2-minute break here, and we will play from somebody we all know who was inducted into the Celebrity Boxing Hall of Fame at the last SPO event, Key to the City at Harris, by Damon Feldman himself. This
Lovely,
is the
gigantic
introduction
ring.
of Johnny
Aaron.
Kashmere going into the Celebrity Boxing Hall of Fame.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me, and we're excited because Johnny is doing an unbelievable job. His whole company in doing this, and he started basically would be like 12, 14 years ago when we started this whole thing, and he actually fought for celebrity boxing, and now he's running his own company. So tonight, I'd like to call him up here, Johnny Kashmere. Where you at? I'm not going to hit you. I'm not going to hit you now. But I'm just excited, man. What you put together here is phenomenal. Your whole team is just amazing, really. I haven't seen any of your stuff in a while. But after all these years, I just want to induct you to the Celebrity Boxing Hall of Fame.
You deserve it!
He's actually fought the Celebrity
You
Boxing.
deserve it!
And I'm just proud of you, man. Congratulations. Thank you. I'm going to shout out my attorney, Tony List here. Thank you.
Hey guys, one more time for David Feldman. Give it up for Johnny Kashmere.
Congratulations, Johnny. Good to see that ring. That thing was gigantic on his finger.
Oh, man.
Like, seriously, huge.
Yeah. Welcome back. We are back. I'm just
Hello,
getting
Mrs. Danger
everything
Ginger.
going. So I guess my pick for this match. You know what? How much I think Bianca's going to win. You know, somehow, some way. I'm picking Liv Morgan. I think we get one more match out of her and Rhea at this point. It's either that or it's going to. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going with Bailey. Bailey and Rhea at Mania.
Interesting.
Where's Heel Mark?
Bailey, yeah, right. Where is heel Mark?
I think
Mrs.
personally,
Danger
I
Ginger?
think this Roxanne and Bailey thing stretches out to WrestleMania. I think that's your WrestleMania match. But I don't know.
It's just
Not
hard
gonna-
because, like, most of
What
this
was my
match,
official prediction?
a lot, like, there's what realistically 2 heels in this match.
Yeah.
Alexa Bliss,
Theoretically,
we're
yeah.
not really sure one way or the other. We have 4 faces to choose from.
She's not a
And-
heel or face. She's just Alexa.
But I mean, if I look at it moment, I'm assuming Alexa Bliss is on the heel on the face side.
For the moment.
Liv, because I kind of think Liv and Raquel go into WrestleMania as the tag team champions. I think that they're going to win those women's tag team championships.
Okay.
I'm in favor of that. I think
And
that
that's their spot.
Bianca's had this belt for a while. I think it's about time for her to give it up. Naomi, we know where I think that she was the
Her and
one that.
Jade, maybe.
Yep.
So what if this is a thing where, this is a match I would be okay with? Naomi versus Bianca versus Jade Cargill in a triple threat.
Any better?
You
Any
sound
better?
fine to me the whole time. So I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
It's not any worse. That's for damn sure.
Mrs. Danger Ginger said she couldn't hear me.
So, let's move on to
Okay, good.
the upcoming match with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. We had Tiffy versus Candice this week. This match is kind of a bookmark type match to get to where they can really start going with Charlotte now going forward.
Big botch here, kind of.
I couldn't care less for Nia Jax and Candice LeRae.
Nia kind of, and all this stuff, that people have said about Nia being unsafe, like, this kind of changed my perception. Like, she could have literally murdered Candice, but the second she realized her ass hit the wrong part of Candice, she, like, got back up and shifted her weight and came back down.
Yeah.
That's from a real life perspective. Like, yeah, like, this really, like, changed my perception. Like, when they brought her back, I was like, oh no, why? Nia, she's come a long way.
Oh, I agree 100%. She's much safer worker now than she was in the past. She's not injuring people. She's very aware. And I mean, this is pro wrestling. This isn't ballet. Like, you can train all day,
She would
every
make a
day
very
to
good
perfect.
ballerina.
I'm just saying, like, things happen. Like, I was surprised that Trish Stratus's face wasn't in her hole after that annihilator.
Or was it
on
Trish?
SmackDown.
I'm sorry, not Candice, Trish.
Yeah, like, ooh. But, I feel like this match is just happening because it's Toronto. It's a way to get there in there. I could see Nia and Candice honestly winning because of Charlotte. And that maybe we somehow shoe in Trish Stratus as a referee or something for their match. Just three blondes all over the ring for WrestleMania. Now put butts in the seats.
Usually does.
Calm down. Calm
Does
down.
nobody see Trish Stratus being the upset here? Does nobody see Trish Stratus screwing Tiffany?
No.
Trish
Why?
has always got that little bit of shady streak to her.
I mean,
but she could
I
take
agree.
Tiffany under her
cheap
wing
heat in
as a little bit.
Toronto.
But why? Why? What would be the why to do it? What would the reason be?
Because the Queen got in her ear first.
But Trish went to her to get for the tag match. Nia and Candice attacked Trish and pulled her into this. There's some logic.
I just don't believe it. It's cheap heat because it's Trish's hometown and they want to get a legend on the show. I'm not believing the match at all.
Well, no, it's her on the card to sell tickets to the home crowd. That it's basic booking 101. If you're running a city, you try to make sure that it's like going to Atlanta. Who are you going to see in the main event? Cody Rhodes. Because he's from Atlanta.
But who really cares about Trish Stratus when you've got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn doing an unsanctioned match?
Speak for yourself.
For the Canadian love.
Hey, speak for yourself. When Trish Stratus was inducted to the Hall of Fame and announced not only that she was pregnant going into the Hall of Fame, that's the only time I heard somebody get booed in the Hall of Fame. All right, and it was her fiance who got booed because he was the one that knocked her up.
Okay. I
Like,
can see
Trish
a Trish Stratus turning
I
moment.
could see. I mean, I could see it, but if you were going to do it and say somehow get her as the special referee, why would you do the heel turn in and not have her turn on Tiffy at WrestleMania and help Charlotte win the championship? And where
Yeah.
there's a bigger impact to build another feud, possibly for like SummerSlam or something like that, where you have that match with a returning Trish. Like that, it's this very short term, and without a why or something to spark it, it just doesn't make sense. Like the Death Riders in AEW, it just doesn't make sense.
Fair enough.
There's just no why to it when the whole motivation for Trish to be there is to get revenge on Nia and Candice.
I just don't see why that has any relevance
Now,
in the road to WrestleMania.
well,
Personally.
because it's just a match. Because what else do you do with Tiffy at the pay-per-view?
You have her
Yes.
laying again, Charlotte standing above her again.
You can't have
Consistently, you do that all the way to
you
Mania.
can't- But
That's
the
how it ends. But my sentiments exactly. It's just a match. It's
It-
just
it's
a way
just
to
a
get
match.
to the point of Charlotte standing.
it's a
over
special
Tiffy.
attraction.
Yeah.
It's something, a special attraction for that Toronto crowd. Because think about it, you have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn who are beloved there, and not only that, you get the Hall of Famer and one of the most decorated women's wrestlers of all time in WWE, Trish Stratus. You're
Yeah, no, I hear you.
definitely you're
I just hope
drawing
it's
in the
unfair.
hometown crowd. It's just like back in the day, WWE would travel to the UK, especially in the 90s. Who main evented? Somebody from the Hart Foundation, British Bulldog. If he was before the Hart Foundation, typically going up against Shawn Michaels or something like that. Like you always pull in that
The
special
homegrown guy,
attraction.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, like in Scotland, Drew McIntyre main evented that show. Like it's just something that is basic booking 101.
Oh yeah, that Clash at the Castle in Wales. Yeah, where the Scottish guy main evented the Wales pay-per-view. I remember that one.
Well, that's the American view of
the closest
British
thing we've got.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will give credence to a possible Trish heel turn, but I think Tiffy and Trish have to lose the match, and Tiffy has to get pinned.
Okay, all I'll say is if it happens and Trish does it, I'll come back next week and collect my flowers. Okay, I'll just say that.
You know, the only thing you're going to get is a super kick.
That's fine.
And it'll be as
Yeah,
effective as a Blue Thunder
I
bomb.
still don't know who I officially picked. I think I've picked everyone in the match so far.
Alexa Bliss for me, easy, hands down.
Yeah,
there's no way.
That was
for the
like-
women's,
that was my
women's
initial
chamber,
like.
But for the Nia one, it's
Bailey.
I don't know. Probably Trish
I'm going to
and
go.
Tiffy, but
Yeah, and if they do lose, it'll be due to Charlotte Flair interference. Charlotte coming out and distracting Tiffy, you know, because I'm guessing that somewhere along the way we're going to get one more match with Nia for some reason. It just feels like they're going that direction with 6 weeks till Mania at that point. So I guess
there's
you
too
kind
much
of got
time.
to shoehorn one more title defense in there.
does anybody like the Annihilator as a finish?
I think it's great.
It's
I think
fine.
it's a great finisher for her. It's the bonsai drop. Like people that side should be using moves like that. Yokozuna made a career out of it.
I just feel like
Yeah,
she
you-
doesn't put enough into it. I feel like she just
Do you want
tickles the
her?
people. I know she's a big girl,
Do
but
you
yeah, I do
to
want her.
kill them?
Yeah, I do.
wanna
When
see her do the
Rikishi or
stink
people
face.
like that used to do the stink face, it was right in there. I want to see her
we're
actually
talking-
crushing these girls.
Yeah, I don't want to see Nia injure anybody, and we have to have
That's
the
easy.
conversation back to bringing back the times of like Owen Hart and stuff like that, where somebody legitimately gets hurt to the point where the show actually has to be stopped. Like now, we're talking
I think
Nia.
there's enough
Can
cushion there. I think she's fine.
you drop that much weight on somebody's chest at that speed? Woo wee!
Nia's been throwing a lot of obvious soft hits. I don't know what her. Yeah, I feel like it's like that
It's
one where
her
she did the
time.
double stack up. She did the double stack the other day. It felt like she didn't even touch Trish Stratus.
That's
And
what,
Trish was on the
because
top.
that's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
because she landed wrong,
and she knew it. So she immediately jumped back up, like kind of like
And
shifted
repositioned
herself up.
herself so that
And
she wasn't
repositioned
sitting on
herself.
Trish's face, because that's a
Fair enough.
different that's a different online channel.
I'm subscribed to that one if you want a link.
No, no,
It's
thank
definitely
you.
not PG.
Send me the links in the private chat.
Yeah, they still slap thighs in that one as well.
They don't hit super kicks though.
No, but they definitely slap the thighs.
And Daddy Ass is probably the last one getting scissored, right?
I don't want to see that 3 count.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, our channel rating just officially jumped. We went from PG-13 to X somehow.
Wait a minute,
Yeah,
hold on.
it was
Who
still
dropped
just
it? Hold on.
Usually what happens when there's
Hold on,
two
who
gingers on the
dropped
same
it at-
screen.
Who dropped the F Bob to get us to PG-13?
Nobody, yet.
But we
Oh,
No one's
surpassed
fault.
that.
We haven't even used an inclement word.
I've been very well behaved. I live in
I
I did
Scotland.
say ass. You said ass too.
So another thing to I want to touch on real quick from SmackDown this week. The whole thing with Solo and Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. What the story they are telling here right now is, I think, leading to Solo and Fatu at WrestleMania.
I love you, Jacob Fatu.
Oh,
Do you
this-
know what I mean? I love that line.
like this whole story, storyline that started during COVID 4 years ago, to see something like this spawn so many branches, and especially somebody like me, who I'm usually the first to say I'm tired of a storyline, where I can honestly say that I am not tired of this storyline and how it's elevated every single person involved with it. Who
Well, this is
needed,
like chapter 6 of this storyline.
but just the idea that in the beginning it was all meant to elevate Jay. Look where we're at now. Jey Uso, probably the most over star in WWE besides Cody Rhodes right now, is setting to have I'm not going to say it's the main event of WrestleMania, but a main event match, because that's how WrestleMania is booked. A world championship match at WrestleMania, to where 10 years ago he couldn't even get on the main card as one half of the tag team champions with his brother.
Speaking of the other WrestleMania main event, that's going to be decided by the Elimination Chamber.
Yes, and I guess I was going to save the men's chamber match for last.
Oh, I thought that's where we're at.
No,
That is where we're at.
we still have one more thing to talk about, unless you want to talk about that last.
Well, we've got Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. From
Oh, I forgot about that.
You know what? We'll do the men's chamber next. So we have what was a great match for the main event of Monday Night Raw this week, of Seth Rollins and Finn Balor to qualify for the final spot in the men's elimination chamber, with Seth Rollins winning, which, by the way, to point something out, since I went on a rant about one thing, I will go on a mini rant about this. That should have been a 3 count. That should have been a 3 count.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree,
like Seth Rollins, like Finn forgot to kick out.
Drop the arm.
Seth was like, did you notice they did not replay that again? And the next time I saw it, they clipped out the 3 count, the end of the 3 count after the move on social media. Like, come on, bro.
I wonder if it's still up
Come
there
on,
on
guys.
Netflix, though.
But
You can
that's
tell I
one of the
enjoyed the
ones.
show.
That's one of the ones that I chalk up to. It's live TV, and
We're
Finn
live, pal.
not just that. That move looked like it rocked Finn a little bit.
Yeah.
Before the pinfall, to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest, Finn did look
Yeah.
rocked. So I'm not holding it necessarily against him, but the referee should have slowed down a little, because the referee, by the time he
We've
realized,
seen
was
worse.
too late. It was too late to stop his hand.
Yeah.
We've seen
Mhm.
worse. Damian Priest. We've seen a lot worse.
That's fair. That's fair. So we get Seth Rollins win. So now, to go on and face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania in the men's elimination chamber, it will be, as you said, Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and John Cena, who just put himself in the match. Ryan, where
Yep.
are you at on the men's elimination chamber match?
Okay, so stay with me here, okay?
I'd
Earlier
rather
in the
not,
night,
but let's go.
we're going to have a segment between a certain Dwayne Johnson and Cody Rhodes.
Which
Cody
we will
Rhodes is going to
cover
decline.
next.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes is going to decline the offer from The Rock, and that then leads into long storytelling booking. Guys, I'm going to give it you straight up. Drew McIntyre wins this with the help of The Rock. Drew McIntyre is the new Rock's buddy, and that's where we're going to go with this, in my opinion. I think Drew McIntyre has been rolled up way too many times. He's got a reason to be angry and a reason to be peed off, and he's going to go straight to the guy who he thinks who can help him, which would be The Rock. And The Rock gave him a sword last WrestleMania. For some reason, The Rock was around and helping him. I genuinely think that Drew McIntyre could be The Rock's champion and do his bidding. So
I like where you're going. I don't think
Drew
Drew wins.
McIntyre wins.
I don't think Drew wins, but I like where you're going with that. And just to add on to what you said, one thing was when Drew McIntyre re-signed with the WWE, the first person to break that news across all social media was The Rock.
Yep.
And they also
something
had
with
a
The Rock.
conversation. Netflix debut for Raw. They cross paths real quick, and you see them have a bit talk. And Drew has mentioned it a couple times. Just to add on to what you were saying, because I do like your theory. I think there's a lot of story building to it, but I could also see him be shifted into the spot after WrestleMania. But we'll get there eventually. BJ,
long storytelling booking. I do believe that the
Yes,
Drew is
I
something
think-
to do with The Rock.
Yes, I do agree with you on that. I think I can see that. So I am in agreement.
My prediction
with
is
you.
Drew wins the chamber.
BJ, who do you got for the chamber?
Give me 1 second here.
You just checking with AI, or
Gambling
are you asking ChatGPT for the
odds.
question?
BJ drinks beer. AI coming soon.
Betting odds. No, I was queuing this up. Did you guys get? Oh no, I was holding it. I was holding it in the wrong direction. Okay, that's all right. We don't want to get a copyright strike.
Personality.
I'm sorry. I'm like my microphone's over here.
You should have just sang it for us.
Yeah. Let's not play any music. I
Yeah,
can
man,
barely hear it anyway.
Punk. I think Punk wins it.
You think Punk wins it? Okay. So Punk, it would be Punk and Cody then.
Yeah, but I think Cena will somehow interject himself.
Okay. And just know that it took a lot for me to not say Logan Paul, and that's a genuine answer. I'm not
I'm
joking.
looking at it right now, and I'm
I'm
like,
genuinely not joking.
eh.
I love
Alright,
Logan
so
Paul. Always have.
I love
think he
Logan
has a
Paul
chance.
in WWE. I think he has the following, but I don't think because he's special attraction that he's earned the right to main event a WrestleMania. That should
No,
be
but I do
held for
think
somebody.
I think he's Cena's opponent for Mania anyway. Just putting it out there. Cena versus Logan Paul at Mania.
Mm. All right.
Logan doesn't get
So
17.
we
Logan
have-
doesn't get 17 until SummerSlam night 2.
We have Drew McIntyre picked. We have CM Punk picked. Chef the Ref. Who do you got for this match?
Well, I agree that Cody is going to reject The Rock, who's seeking to suck his soul out of his
So I
body
guess
or
we're
whatever.
talking about both these things at the same time. All right.
But it's part of his prediction. Is like it was mine.
It's part of my prediction. So I
I
think
guess I
that,
should have
yeah.
swapped this, but kind of how it worked out. All right.
So yeah, Cody's gonna reject The Rock, and I feel like The Rock is looking to do what he feels is best for business. Who else is looking to do what is best for business? John Cena. I think John Cena gets an alliance together with The Rock. What's best for business? We get a
That would
corporate
hit
Cena.
hard. That would
All
hit
right.
so hard.
Hold on. Wasn't best for business an authority catchphrase?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Who
it
was
was.
in the authority? Who was?
Seth Rollins.
So I don't know.
So,
I'll also
I-
hold on that train of thought. I would go as far to say we're going to go about what's best for business. Let's just remember CM Punk has a favor to call in with Paul Heyman, and who would be able to get close to The Rock to insert himself into that match and possibly make it a triple threat
CM Punk.
with that favor through Paul Heyman to talk to The Rock, like, I'll be your champion.
And let's not forget Roman Reigns is scheduled back the night after the Chamber. on
Which
Raw.
I think which then we can pull CM Punk out of that story and get the Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns one-on-one match as that should be. That does not need a third person. I think it takes away from a 10-year story. being
Oh no,
told,
there's a story to tell there.
but
There'll
not
be a
with
triple threat. There will
I
be a
mean-
triple threat in Mania, guaranteed.
No, one-on-one, I'm saying there's a story to
no.
tell.
But I'm saying outside of CM Punk being the one who was originally slated to bring the Shield in as his bodyguards, and they just went a different direction. You know, without that
Oh,
bit
right.
being a confirmed story, it's just hard for me to go that route. You know, like there's so many things here that play into this match. Since we've
I
talked
haven't
about
stopped
the
thinking
whole-
about Cena since Chef the Ref mentioned it. The corporate Cena is in my brain.
You
I
like
mean,
that, don't you?
I mean,
do
let's
like
be
it.
honest, but hasn't Cena technically always been the corporate guy?
No, but if imagine him in the Rock and we got a heel Cena for a couple of months.
Yeah.
Well, but look at it from my point of view. John Cena, during his time on top, before leaving to go do movies pretty much full time and stuff like that. Let's look at it like this. He granted more Make-A-Wishes than anybody else on the face of this planet under the WWE banner. Right? That is something that's 100%.
Corporate, though. That's not in
Oh.
the sense of corporate that we're
Hold
talking
on.
about here.
But hold on. But let me paint the picture here. Even in times where the authority might have been against him, Cena's always been seen as that guy, like the virtuous guy. Like, so it would be hard now. How much I'm with everybody else. I want to see a Cena heel turn. It's too late.
Yeah, it's now or never. It's now or never.
No, I feel like we're past the never point. It would be like turning Rey Mysterio heel now. The last
But
time,
you could
the
turn
only
him back
time-
again in 3 months' time. Like
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he's
Then
still
what-
wrestling
then-
till December.
then
Yeah,
then
you
you're
can still,
wasting you're wasting the turn in. Yeah, and you're
No.
wasting
No,
3
you're not.
months of
No,
I
you're
you're
don't
wasting-
think you are. I
people
think
what-
you're investing for the WrestleMania story. I think it would be a great. I personally
And
love it.
not just that, you're giving people a taste of what they've wanted for so long.
Now, I would go instead of saying a heel turn, maybe a more tweener, aggressive version of John Cena, but not full blown heel.
Oh, we need the full thing. We need the whole.
It
I-
would be cool if he got that frustrated that he went to the Rock to get help to get 17, and then he still didn't get it, and he got more frustrated.
If John Cena has to cheat to get number 17, the fans will not buy into it. Like the number
I don't think you- I
17
don't think
stuff,
you will.
I think number 17 is something that will be honored.
I have my thoughts. I think Cena wins the 17 at the first ever 2-night SummerSlam, and it'll be his last ever SummerSlam, and it'll be the first ever SummerSlam, and I think that's where he wins it, and then he loses it the night after on the open challenge on Raw to a rookie, and he goes out on his back. I think that's how Cena's 17 goes. What date is it? 23rd of February. I'm calling it SummerSlam Night 2.
Mark it.
It's YouTube official. Lock
Like-
it in.
I would go toward a more aggressive style of Cena than necessarily full blown heel. Like if I see him full blown heel, I'm going to be honest. I kind of want a rebirth of a faction as something like the NWO, where his heel turn is used to elevate talent to the next level beside him. Ooh,
Yeah, I'm not drinking that one. Yeah, I don't do sediment.
Oh, Not a sedimentary
Yeah,
rock.
yeah,
He
Just get us. I mean,
doesn't rock with the sedimentary.
Speaking of heel turns, that beer turned heel.
Yeah,
it did.
man,
Yeah.
that looks nice and
Um,
hoppy. I bet someone in Germany would love that.
So,
Yeah, I'm
We're-
gonna drink it like about halfway down though, definitely.
so where I see this match going, I'm going to be honest. I see Logan Paul having a good showing, but he doesn't win it. Damian
Logan
Priest,
Paul always has a good showing.
Yeah, I think he's there
Hate
for
to
a
say,
bit.
he's really good.
I think he's there for a bit more of like that jumping off of the chamber pod spots
Oh yeah,
more than anything else.
I also
Yeah.
think it's more than that. Just to
No, no.
interject real quick, my favorite Netflix match has been him against Rey Mysterio. Genuinely, that was my
Oh, yeah.
favorite wrestling match on Netflix.
But
Great match.
I'm not putting Logan Paul.
No, I know you're
down.
not.
Like,
I know you're not.
WWE version of Logan Paul has been much more tolerable than real life Logan Paul.
yes.
All right.
And he will have a championship in
Because
2025. He will.
I know.
I,
Yeah, no, you're
I don't
right.
I
Yeah.
don't think it's ever going to be a world championship. I don't
I
want to
disagree.
see a YouTuber as world champion.
I disagree. WWE
Hey,
want to see it on Impulsive, the biggest podcast in the world,
No.
with the belt on his shoulder, millions of people seeing it. They do want it.
All right, so they put the Intercontinental title on him.
Well, he already had the U.S. belt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he's had
put
the US one.
Yeah, so put the Intercontinental title. Any belt you put on him is going to elevate. The World Championship is either meant to be represent something or to elevate somebody. And would it elevate Logan Paul? Maybe, but he's not a believable champion when you put him in the ring with Seth Rollins. When you put him in the ring with Drew McIntyre. When you put him in the ring
Look
with
what he just
Cody
did to Rey
Rhodes.
Mysterio.
When you
Look what he just did to Rey Mysterio, a Hall of Famer. I know it's storylined, I know it's scripted, but still,
No.
look what he just did.
all right, that's fine. But Rey Mysterio's also half his size.
I thought
And
you were going to go Rey
also-
Mysterio's a
And
deadbeat dad, and that's
also
the end of
very
it.
old. Now, Rey Mysterio's old now, you know. But you put him in the ring. Let's say Braun Strowman gets a shot against world champion Logan Paul. Are we going to see the Floyd Mayweather Big Show spot with the brass knucks for him to have to
With the
win?
titanium knuckles, yeah, I can see it.
He's
No.
got that titanium hand, so
Like, regardless, I don't think he's believable as the top champion in the company. I would almost look at it as what's his name from Ready to Rumble winning the
David
world
Arquette.
champion. Yeah, like that's what I relegate that to.
You
It's-
know,
it-
he's a real life WCW champion. You don't have to disrespect him by saying he won the
I-
title in a movie.
I see it as they put the biggest title they had on Finn Balor to start off with, and then he got injured and it went to Roman. Like, I could see it
no,
going
it
in.
went to no that title went to KO after Finn vacated it after winning the Universal title.
Yeah, but
Finn Balor-
eventually went to Roman, and Roman turned it into what it is.
I mean, Roman held it well before the Bloodline because that was the title he relinquished, I believe, when he went out with leukemia. Was
Yeah,
the Universal
I get what you're saying, but
Championship.
I just think if you can
I
put it on
do-
Finn Balor, you can put it on Seth Rollins, on Logan
But
Paul.
Finn Balor would deserve it. Logan Paul hasn't earned the right to be world champion in my eyes yet, let alone the main event of WrestleMania.
So hold on. So with Gunther as current champion, what's the timeline here to Logan Paul winning the belt?
I
Does-
can't buy him beating Gunther even with titanium in his hand.
Or does Jay beat
By Jay
Gunther
beating
and
him.
Logan Paul beats Jay?
Now, if you're going to put Logan, before I make my pick, if it's me, I have the pencil and I'm putting Logan Paul in a position to be world champion. I'm putting money in the bank on him
Mm.
because it fits
Yeah.
it would fit his character better to come in and steal a championship.
Coming out scumbagging it up every week and then just not cashing in and then just picking the right one.
Like, imagine now you want to talk about something that would be a WrestleMania almost esque moment. Imagine Logan Paul winning Money in the Bank and John Cena's last night on Raw or in the WWE, where he's about to say he wins 17, he's about to retire, and they take the championship. So Logan Paul comes out, attacks John Cena from behind, knocks him out, cashes in Money in the Bank, and that is our last memory of John Cena in the WWE. Is Logan Paul cashing in on him?
Yeah, too
That
bad
is-
this
that
is
is
live now,
instant
'cause
heat.
that's money right there.
Yeah.
Should I
big
just
time
let
heat
the
for
one
Logan
ginger
Paul.
just take? Should I just leave and let the one ginger be the true ginger? That was good storytelling, my friend.
The
Good
4
storytelling.
million people watching right now are like, I already knew this was going to happen.
And I mean, dude, there's a lot of logic behind that. And you want to talk about building somebody up to that moment. It just becomes that if I'm putting a championship on Logan Paul, it's not the WWE title. It is the World Heavyweight
No.
Championship.
Yeah.
And I don't see John
Honestly,
Cena winning the
don't-
World Championship. I see
Honestly,
him
I-
winning the WWE Championship.
Honestly, I don't see any distinction whatsoever in their prestige. I don't know. You hold them so separately. I see them as the same thing on different shows.
No. And that's how it's supposed to be seen. I'm just looking at the legacy of the current championships. And if John Cena's going to go
But
out
that's
winning,
tied to Cody right now.
but if you're going to give John Cena his last hurrah, it should be with the company title and with the one
But they're both company titles.
but
Like
the
I don't
one that
Branded company title.
the one with the company's name in the championship and not just
Couldn't
the
he go win
World
the
Heavyweight.
NXT title? Doesn't that
I'm
count?
failing to see what difference
Hey,
it makes.
hold on. I'm
What
all
if he
for
was
Doesn't the
just
NXT
TNA
title
title?
count?
Hey, I'm all for the TNA championship going on John Cena as number 17, just because that gives us John Cena versus Joe Hendry, all right?
Oh,
As
Yeah,
a
to take
heel
it off Joe.
Cena.
But anyway, back to my thing.
we
here.
digress. We digress
Yeah.
very far. but
So
we're back on track.
Logan,
We digest.
I don't see Logan Paul winning it. I don't see Damian Priest winning it. I don't see Drew McIntyre winning it because I think Drew McIntyre's I think there's a little bit more building to do with him to get him to that moment so that when he does win the championship, we either get a really big pop or a really big boo for who he beats. And if that happens to be Jey Uso sometime after WrestleMania, that would be such a big thing that the fans would stay turned on him. So now my final three in the chamber: Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and John Cena.
So is it burn it down? Is it look in my eyes, or is it apple dough?
My interesting thing is this is another space where after what happened at the Rumble, which will be exactly a month, what if Roman Reigns goes into that cage and costs Seth Rollins his chance at a world championship?
Well, he could logistically cost any of them their chance. Like,
But it would be Seth. Seth would be the number one target.
sparking
we
off
know
their
that.
narrative.
Yeah, we know that because of their history. Their history dictates that Roman will always hold it against Seth that Seth broke up the Shield.
See, that's the thing that we're talking about. Who in this impenetrable elimination chamber,
Somebody
and
always,
every one of our predictions has involved like who's going to get into it and interfere.
well, let's look at it like this. We can thank Shawn Michaels for that, for coming out from under the grate of the chamber and super kicking the Undertaker, costing him the world championship just so he could get his rematch with Taker at WrestleMania. All right. And to have his career be ended. All right.
For my story to go, nobody needs to break into the chamber. We just need to see Drew walking out of the office of The Rock before the chamber match. See Drew walking out of the office of The Rock, and then you set that up.
Now, with the idea of stuff that I think John Cena's at the end, it's just a matter of who's he in there with at the end. Is it CM Punk or is it Seth Rollins? Because that's where the interference would make more sense. And unfortunately, how much I really want CM Punk and Cody. Like, I think that would make for a hell of a main event, especially in that CM Punk gets that moment to have his WrestleMania main event. But, honestly, I think Cena wins it because Cena doesn't have to win at WrestleMania. I think Cena deserves to have a match at WrestleMania where he wins, but with this being a farewell tour, this could be a moment to really build up Cody. Now, I'm going to veer now off to The Rock. And this whole thing with The Rock and Cody gives me a lot of Star Wars Palpatine vibes.
I
The-
love it.
The temptation to come
Do it.
to the dark side. You know, like I can you are here. I want you here with me. I want you to be my champion. You know, like the way I don't want the title. I want your soul.
Did you resonate with that? Because we have no souls. We're ginger. So, like,
You guys
did
might
resonate
not
with-
understood what he meant by that.
I
but-
didn't, bro. I had no idea. I was like, "What's a soul? What?"
I mean, don't you have a
So,
jar
yeah,
of them
it was
somewhere?
interesting.
look.
And-
No,
look,
I
what-
was never
Graybeard.
born with one.
where and what
And
I keep,
Graybeards, we understood that completely.
look. What and where I keep my souls is none of your business. Thank you very much.
Okay. Well, I have
I
a book
kinda
about
like
dark
the whole
spells,
night.
if that helps.
The whole night I had like the Misfits, I want your skull in my head, but it was I want your soul.
But
It was the weirdest promo I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was
Yes,
like half
and I
confused
loved it.
watching it.
wow.
Everyone on
Did-
YouTube press
Wow. Wow. Thank you,
Oh my
Crash,
god, that's amazing!
crashing the train.
Yeah, I
and
don't use the
firing
chat.
building.
The YouTube chat on those press conferences are
Oh
crazy.
my god,
Yeah, they really are.
that's amazing.
But you know, I'm going to go John Cena with this. But I could see. I also see.
Apple Tail?
I could see CM Punk winning it too. Like,
Sorry. Apple though.
And I cut you up on your Star Wars analogy. Continue with your Star Wars analogy.
yeah, so I really think this is something of a temptation and the beginning of planting the seeds of Homelander Cody. I
Heel-
think
heel
that
turn.
I think that the heel turn, and I've been saying it for the past couple weeks now on the show. I feel like the heel turn will be coming. And if this is planting the seeds for it, the first thing to do with the heel turn is get the championship off of him. I think he drops the title at WrestleMania, whether it's to John Cena or CM Punk.
And then he
Interesting. Hold it
blames
for
the
the
fans turning on him.
And because that, just looking at it from that perspective. Or here's something else that could completely happen. And this is something, I guess, which would be like an X Factor style pick. So what if Cody says, no, I don't want your help. I will get there on my own. And The Rock puts himself in the chamber match.
Like as a seventh person in it.
Yeah.
who did you replace?
like
There's
a
only 6
reconstructed
pods.
pod. Yeah, but there might be 7 this year. We
Or
don't
4
know.
pods, rather.
There. All right. So there's 4 pods, 4 people
you can start
locked
in the ring.
in, and the match starts as a triple threat automatically.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, no one's saying that doesn't
Like,
have to happen.
Cena, you didn't earn your way in here, so here, get out the pod. I'm going in it.
Yeah. Well, what if The Rock takes somebody out? What if the
Bro.
Rock pulled Cody out of the main event on?
What if The
SmackDown?
Rock takes Logan Paul out because there's genuine heat with those two? He asked him to remove all of his stuff when he went to the Chinese forest back in the day. There was genuine heat between the two of them. So, like, what if he takes Logan out?
I would be down for The Rock taking out Logan Paul any day of the week.
That would be big, big, big.
Oh yeah,
Um.
anyone taking out Logan Paul would be aces in my book.
I'd like
I'm
to
still
see
trying to get on the
James
podcast,
Owens
so,
take
you
know.
out Logan Paul.
I do feel like a lot of this of what could happen in a chamber match is also, as we kind of put both subjects together naturally, what happens with The Rock and Cody. Like, I think there's a lot of intertwined stuff, and like the confusion of people like being confused. Ryan, we saw it in the couple chats we're in and groups too,
Yeah.
where there was general confusion of what did The Rock mean by that? Like, what does The Rock mean by this? Because we're just getting the more of the pieces of the puzzle. We don't have the entire picture yet.
With what I've been shown so far, I want Palpatine and Vader.
Like how, like Homelander Cody being like led by. What if the hear me out here? What if The Rock is trying to form his own version of the corporation? Because Final Boss Rock screams evolved version of corporate Rock. Like he
Well,
was
then
cor-
Triple H is just going to have his own faction.
because let's make it clear, he made it as a joke, but also made sure to mention where Ari is like, "Oh no, Dwayne, WWE is yours." So in storyline, if The Rock is that top guy, that would put him in like the Vince McMahon spot, right? Of being
The
the
final
guy in
boss.
charge of the
So we see
corporation.
So we see the unauthority of Triple H and his faction eventually.
That would be an interesting way to go. That would be something maybe halfway through the year you use to lead up to War Games for complete control.
Right.
I definitely could see that going long term.
As long as it ends up with Teddy Long as GM of one of the shows in some
No,
way.
no. As long
Then
as
everyone's
it's,
going to be
Vicky
facing the
Guerrero.
Undertaker.
Or Vicky Guerrero. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, she's
Oh.
still out there.
Yeah.
but
So I want to throw a question out there. Do we believe that this Rock stuff was always the plan, or do you think that this has been shoehorned in real quickly because people weren't happy with the build of Mania? Because I
That's
feel
the
that was
tough one.
it was the latter.
I'm going to
That's
say
the
this. Go ahead.
I've heard some stuff saying Rock comes in with ideas a lot, and
Feels
I
like
feel
it.
like it's the latter. It's shoehorned in. It's like the Rock's like, you know what? No, we're gonna do this week.
Feels like Triple H's booking of the two main shows has absolutely nothing to do with what the Rock chooses to do.
Right.
Well,
Right.
what if the idea is that they're playing off the idea and that this was planned from the start of the idea
I
that
think
hey,
that's what they want you to believe.
we're just going to wait late to bring you in and make it look like we did last year, and
Hey,
that
same
this
thing
time
happened
we're
last year. I was just
yeah,
gonna say it.
yeah, and that we're going to call ourselves out and break the fourth wall with it. And we're going
Right.
to because kayfabe, there is very little of it, but when it's blurred of what kayfabe we know, and now they're just poking at those lines to make us sit here and have this discussion, is a beautiful thing.
So was last year by design, or was it truly the
No,
Cody Crybabies
lad-
that changed the course of WrestleMania?
No, the
I
Dave
think-
LaGreca
yeah.
and the Cody Crybabies changed the main event
Changed
of
the-
WrestleMania
yeah,
to what
okay.
it was supposed to be, because I think Roman came in last minute, and
The Rock, so you mean?
Let me say something. If Cody becomes Vader to Palpatine, this will be the only way that I accept his victory last year in a booking. sense.
I did also like how that was connected. The press conference murdered kayfabe. Thrash kayfabe was dead long before that. Social media killed kayfabe when everybody started posting out a character.
We have LFG now every Sunday night. Kayfabe is no longer alive. We get to see behind the scenes more than we've ever seen.
That bully clip
They-
I
they-
saw was awesome.
Yeah, they don't blur the lines anymore.
So, I mean, wouldn't we be getting the lines blurred here, bringing up last year's history? And the idea that Rock was like, I want you to be this person because you had the balls to stand up to me. You smacked me in my face and told me, no, you were facing Roman at WrestleMania for the championship. Like, there is something to that, to where they're taking something that wasn't meant to be and turning it into something. Because let's just put this clear. The Rock also pinned Cody Rhodes night one of WrestleMania. So there's a whole nother route this could go as well. What if Cody has to defend the title twice on both nights? He has to
their
defend
moms
the
are
title.
friends, you know, like
What-
they're good friends.
I mean, let's look at it like this. Let's say John Cena wins the chamber, right?
Cena's got history with Rock last year, so
Hold on.
he
Hold
helped.
on.
He helped.
So let's The Rock and Cody night one because Cody said no. So The Rock's now like, well, guess what? Since you said no, I'm not going to strip you of that title because that's too easy. I beat you last year, pinned you 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do it again night one of WrestleMania.
Rock doesn't want the title. He said that. He doesn't want
Wants
the
the
belt.
soul.
No, but remember, he might not want it, but now it becomes what's best for business.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're conflicted. Is it, do I do what I don't want to
God, I
do
hate
for
that
what's
phrase.
best for business? Or hold on, I'm not done. Who says The Rock survives that weekend as champion and John Cena wins the rubber match between him and The Rock night 2? John Cena doesn't do the job to Cody. The Rock does the job for Cena. Cena gets the championship.
Stays a face in the process.
Yeah.
I hate
What
it
if the
already.
Rock's champion is the belt that was given to him by Muhammad Ali's wife, and he wants somebody to be that champion, that belt holder, because he's got that. He got that special
Yeah,
belt he was hanging around last year, hasn't he?
Yeah, the people's belt.
Yeah. Interesting. It's good. It's making have conversations like this. I'm probably less confident after the conversation as I was before the conversation. I have no idea what's going to happen, but it's going to be interesting. I
Seems
do
like
have
the
a
one
little
thing you're
inkling.
confident
though,
about is no Logan Paul.
They
Yeah,
really
I'm-
set it up where
Yeah.
anybody can win.
Yeah.
Like anybody can win. There are a lot of scenarios that can possibly
Now-
be
Except
Now,
Nia Jax. She's definitely not winning.
in play.
I mean, here's another scenario. What if, because Cody says no, Punk uses his favor and says, I'll be your champion, and goes into night one and faces Cody Rhodes in place of The Rock?
Well, I really feel like he wants those ice cream bars, but yeah, that might be something like strong
Look,
enough.
if he wants his ice cream bars, he has to beat Cody Rhodes for the WWE title. All right, in the main event of WrestleMania.
Ice cream bars for all. Yo,
Got to buy a lot
those
more ice cream bars with
though,
WWE
oh
than
my
AEW.
god!
So I just want to have a raise of hands if anybody misses the Wyatts.
Oh,
I
I
do.
absolutely do. I think that's part of
Yeah.
the reason why I didn't pick Alexa Bliss, because when it comes to a lot of the beginning of the Wyatt stuff, there was always a mention of a she, and from the start, that was always meant to be Alexa Bliss, so they can still circle back
Nobody
around to
knows.
that.
You can't say that for sure. You don't
No,
know that.
no, that's been all but confirmed.
I
That's
think the
been all
fact
but
that she
confirmed.
still has Lily is the clearest
Yes.
key that she's
Yes.
part of the group.
because
It
she's
wasn't
still
until then. It wasn't until she came back with Lily. Like before that, yeah, that could just be referencing like the long past.
Sister
history.
Abigail was a
But-
fictitious character.
But
you know.
I mean, I thought at the beginning that's who they were referencing. I think Nikki Cross is a representation of Abby the Witch.
Abby the Witch.
So
Which isn't
in
Sister
turn-
Abigail, right?
No, yeah.
In
So
this Playhouse world, yes,
yes.
Oh, okay.
So and that the fact,
but not
that
a direct.
but I also feel like her coming back and she had the jacket night one with the dedication to Bray with the Lily doll, and that's continued, and let's be honest here, when it comes to that version of Alexa Bliss, it is very well done in an almost unauthentic, creepy, but yet creepy way.
We didn't even mention her promo.
Oh yes, since we are
She did an absolutely fantastic job of being very direct and straightforward, but making you think, is this girl out of her mind, or is she like...
which is another reason I'm on that track even more, because of the idea that I'm still seeing it. And her matches, she's had 2 matches. Both of them have shown the Wyatt glitch thing on the screen.
Right.
And
So
who
there's
else got a new promo? Who else got a new promo this week that could be a very good character for Alexa Bliss going forward?
Like, I think there's some,
Small in stature. What was her name? Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega, I think,
yeah.
would be the first person that would go against Alexa Bliss.
They're going somewhere else with
No,
her.
they're gearing up Zelina to chase after Chelsea, I think.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
definitely.
I because right now you definitely have to, which was something I said was going to take time and probably wouldn't be fully defined until after WrestleMania, is those mid-card women's division, to where we have the separation of, we know who is in this division for the mid-card championships and who's in this division for the top women's championships. So there's not as much jumping back and forth between
Interesting.
shoehorning people in there.
I'm learning while I'm here. I want to say thank you to you guys. We're 2.5 hours in. If you're still watching with us, I'm a guest tonight, but I just feel like one of the guys. So don't even feel like a guest, which is testament to these guys on the screen. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Help these guys get to 100 subscribers so that we can get more content out to you guys. And yeah, stay tuned because we're still talking about wrestling.
Absolutely. And I have no intentions. I don't have to work until 9 a.m. So
I don't
pretty
have to
much,
work. I'm on vacation.
I
Yeah.
took a nap earlier.
Yeah, it must be nice.
I could do this until sunrise, in theory. oh,
I
that's
actually
right.
haven't
You have to
slept
work.
since yesterday's live. I was live at 2 a.m. yesterday, which was 22 hours ago, and I'm still up. So
time is
Oh,
it?
I can't do that anymore. You must be younger.
I'm 35.
But yeah,
Yeah, I could do that when I was 35.
yeah,
Carry on, Ginger.
Elimination Chamber's gearing up to be a great show, it looks like, with a great lead
Agreed.
in to help build toward WrestleMania.
I just wish there wasn't
I-
always 5 matches on the card. I wish there would be sometimes maybe more. I hate
You
that
know
5
what?
match
Be
structure.
nice.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. How part of me agrees with that. I like the idea that if you want to get on the card, you got to be at the top. Because in the end, the weekly shows are just 2-3 hour commercials to get us to invest and watch buy the pay-per-view for whatever company or watch the PLE.
Can I
Yeah.
at least have some pre-show matches?
I wouldn't be against like at least maybe one pre-show match makes it a sick. But this card has, I mean, this card. Let's be honest. The Elimination Chamber is going to be at least
Hour
40,
each.
45. Yeah, 45 minutes each.
Mhm.
About that, 30 to 45 minutes each. Sammy and KO is going to get a decent
It's
amount
like a
of time.
mini rumble.
Yeah,
A
The
micro
Rock.
rumble.
We know the Rock could take any amount of time. God,
Oh,
he's-
Jesus. It's going to take 20 minutes just to say yeehaw.
Yeah. What I wish they would do is, you remember back in the day, like old like in your house shows, the old WWF stuff, or even old WCW stuff. You'd have a full card going into it, right? And then next thing you know, you'd get this random in the middle of the show unannounced match. It didn't matter who on the card it was. It was a match to go out there and kill time, right? Give us something like that. Like that would be fun to do. This show's it's
Yeah,
going to
give
be
me, like,
stuff.
Caden Carter versus like like random other chick.
Give me
Oh.
Pentagon
Just build
versus
somebody
Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh no, that's a pay-per-view. No, that's
That's what I want.
That's
Penta
Well,
versus
that's-
Tommaso Ciampa.
I
that's not a pre-show match.
When we get Ray and when Ray comes over, then we'll get that DIY
Well-
versus Lucha Brothers.
Well, when we get that, with DIY right now, it looks like they're gearing up toward a multi-team match at WrestleMania, defending their championships. Because
Right.
the Street, which right now, I love the direction of the Street Profits right now. I hope it gets a really good payoff, and I'm looking forward to it.
Hold on. WrestleMania, night 1. This tag team championship match is a multi-team championship match. It was a 3-team championship match, but now it's a 4-team champion match.
The Hardys.
Bring the
Well, they already have a match in
Hold
NXT this week.
Hold on.
I know.
So, are we saying that there's a possibility? You think that there's a possibility again of the Hardys, maybe this time as the TNA Tag Team Champions at Wrestle? I would love to see a TNA Championship.
They've shocked us before at WrestleMania just by showing up and then, well, coincidentally,
I just
winning.
want them to get a Hall of Fame induction. I'd like a Hall of Fame induction.
Oh, God, they will. Oh, yeah. That'll happen.
Just this year would be nice.
But they're not done yet.
No, I know. But
No, not by
it'd be
any
nice this
stretch.
year.
And then did some stuff, a lot of good stuff in TNA this week as well. Like Elijah, formerly known as Elias, making his
Yeah.
an appearance. I don't know if debuting, but at least an appearance
No,
there.
it was debuting.
So was
Well,
he
I-
fired from WWE?
Oh, he was released a while
long
ago
time
now.
Yeah,
Okay,
like a
okay.
year or two ago. But
Isn't it strange that they
he's
have the working
appeared
relationship,
locally.
but yet he's there now, so he could just come back?
He's appeared locally at indie shows in the last few months.
But that's what I'm saying. Not just his debut, but I don't know if it's like an official type thing or he was just there temporarily. And a random
No,
thumbs
it
up.
seemed to
I
be an
see.
official debut. Yeah, from what I saw, it seemed like it was an official debut on TNA.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying
I'll check
it was
him out.
his
I like
official debut, but I'm just saying, is it something to where it's maybe just a short-term thing and it's not actually him signing a contract with the company to be a member of that
No.
full-time roster?
No, I heard he signed.
Well, he was just recently also seen with what's their names? The Righteous in Ring of Honor just 2 weeks ago. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we see some guys just sometimes hop around. I mean, we saw Matt Riddle once on TNA, haven't seen him since.
I heard he signed.
Yeah, he's still doing indie stuff, so I don't know necessarily. But from what I saw, that was just a one-off because they needed somebody to fill the spot.
No, not Riddle. I'm talking Elias. I heard he signed.
I mean, hopefully that's something we see.
From reliable sources.
Not sure.
Yeah, he's an ass clown.
Sorry, Ezekiel. No, wait. Elijah. That's it. Elijah.
I don't know. Just don't let KO see it. He'll have an aneurysm.
What did you guys think to the Louisiana Night?
God, I love R-Truth.
R-Truth never change.
He's amazing, isn't he?
Seriously.
Yeah. Oh God, I love
He
him.
genuinely popped me. I
And
didn't have a
just
clue what he was on about. I thought
And
they're not
just
going to bring
remember-
Ricky Starks out right now.
I watch his Brock Lesnar clip at least once a month and laugh hysterically every
Oh
time.
yeah, him breaking Brock Lesnar
Yeah.
to get great characters, absolutely amazing. And just remember,
And
this
knowing
week-
the backstory and knowing about
Yes.
like how it came about is just even better.
and just remember, R-Truth is a former NWA World Champion.
Mhm.
Let's
And TNA Tag Team Champion.
yeah, he won the
And
NWA
60
title
time
and
24/7 champion.
Yes, he is
That's
also the
right.
most decorated champion in WWE history. So he has that going for him.
What's up?
I watched his 24 documentary the other day. Very, very good documentary.
Nice.
But yeah, lots of cool stuff going on. So now we are since I guess we've kind of covered everything, we are now time for, there was a poll put up that I spoke about earlier on our page this week, which, give me a moment, I actually have to pull it up, where we had you guys voting on future content for the show to see what you guys would love to see us do. I hope
paint.
that. Yes,
Retire.
paint.
This
Don't
is gonna
tempt
run
me
back.
with a good time.
From one ginger to another, please retire.
This isn't a Ryback poll, okay?
I'm about to start doing content, and I don't need the competition. Maybe we'll be in the ring in the next year.
Well, look.
Danger
You're-
Ginger versus Ryan Milky.
Look,
Hey,
Live in
Hey.
SNO.
This little chapter of the internet wrestling community, we're all friends, we're all homies. we all
look.
support each
You're
other,
part of the UK Ginger chapter. All right.
man.
There's a lot of paperwork to go for international stuff that I do not want to go through all that red tape. All right.
I'll turn up with Grado by my side.
All right. So
It's yourself.
So, the poll we posted this week, everybody who voted, thank you very much for voting. These were the options, and I will go from what got the least to what won. So, the options that got only 10, the option that got 10% of the votes and was in fourth place was fun skit type videos.
Now,
You know.
now,
Not to
There
say we
are-
won't do content
there
like
are
that.
some coming, and you guys are going to be disappointed. Like, you guys are going to be like, oh yeah, all that other content's amazing, but no, the skits are hilarious. They're coming.
Man,
It's all-
either that,
Wait
either
till I
that, or
edit
you're,
this live stream.
or either that, or you're just going to completely boo us. You know, it could be whatever. You know, we don't know. But fun skit videos got 10% of the votes and was in fourth place. In third place was live streams during a Raw, SmackDown, Dynamite, or PLE. All right. And third place were reviews of old pay-per-views and
You mean
PLEs.
second place.
Oh yeah, second
Yeah.
place. Thank you. You know, that it's that New Jersey education. What do you want me to tell you?
Hey man, I got a Jersey education too.
And look at yourself.
And the winner is
And the winner was wrestler profile videos / interviews,
it's the one I
which
voted
got
for.
the votes. Which I guess we'll have to start reaching out to some people to see about doing that. We've actually, before this poll was put up, had already discussed doing profile style videos for wrestlers and stuff like that. So that was
We've discussed all of the
this,
options.
yeah. In all honesty, we have discussed all this. We're looking forward to expanding our content to make more. From Thrash, I'm surprised you guys don't stream during PLEs. Definitely, that would be a hit.
Just
Yeah, it's
usually
coming.
taking notes.
Yeah. Usually I'm taking notes just for the show, but I mean, I could do that during a live stream as well. Sometimes, for me, I think if that's something we start doing, which I am not against by any means, I'd rather leave it to the bigger shows,
PLEs
like maybe
only. Yeah.
like
0.0.
PLEs, pay-per-views, and like season premiere
Leftover from
type
January.
shows. You know, or like they promote a special Raw, like the Raw Netflix debut, something that would be a bigger style show than just doing it weekly. Because, in my opinion, so many people do it. You know, like if we have all this stuff and we do other content, doing the bigger shows. Just
Yeah.
a thought, but so wrestler profile.
Are we
videos
having a live business meeting?
Something
Well,
like
we're
that.
not dead.
I'd love to see some UK wrestlers if you can get some on. I'm more than happy to help facilitate if you need to help get a hold of any or anything like that. Or like I can always
Dave
reach
Taylor.
around.
Dave Taylor.
Okay.
Mariah May.
I went
Get
old
us a
school.
British Bulldog.
Wow.
The best I can get you is the Dynamite Kid, Dave Billington.
Wrestle Realm has close ties with Regal. Well, I did live in Blackpool at one point in my life, so
But yeah, again, I would like to thank everybody for voting. We appreciate the input. It lets us know what you guys want to see. Otherwise, thank you for everything so far. Everybody that's followed so far.
congrats on hitting 50 subs. You guys are on 50 subscribers.
Yes, thank you.
51.
Fun. Yeah,
51. There you go.
yeah, went to bed with 50 last night. Woke up to 51. Hey,
Woo.
I will. We
I
started
do,
the week in the mid 40s, so you know we're getting there. We're slowly growing. It's getting there. We just gotta keep working
Not
at it.
talking about the temperature.
Also, just real quick, I'm not sure if I said something about this last week. Me and Chef the Ref, there's a certain YouTuber we follow, Tom Grossi. If you're a fan of NFL and some of those skit type videos, go check out his channel at Tom Grossi Comedy, I believe it is. But last Sunday at 5 p.m. when we went live, he also went live and started a charity stream. Fallen Patriot.
We got more views, by the way.
No, we didn't.
Well, he was doing a nonstop just stream of a nonstop stream till he hit 1 million subscribers or raised $1 million. Started 5 p.m. last Sunday, and at 8:26 this morning, he hit his goal of $1 million. Raised for charity, and the Fallen Patriots charity is for kids,
Children of fallen soldiers to
for
help them go to
scholarships,
college,
yes.
trade school.
For whatever like that. That community is absolutely amazing. Hashtag Grassi Posse. It's just absolutely amazing to see something like that. And to date, in the last, I believe, 3 years, he has raised total over $2 million for charities. It's an amazing thing to see somebody just do and push to help put good out there in the world. And it's also very inspiring, I would like to say, to see something like that. And I can only hope we get big enough one day to be able to do something like that.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Mhm.
We already have some giveaway ideas that are going to be coming up in the next couple of months, but that's small. that's very small compared to what's going on with Tom Gross.
Yeah, yes, but it was just something I wanted to personally shout out and let people know that there is still good being done in this world. Even if it is dark times right now in your life or whatever, there's always good out there. And they keep looking for it, bring it around you, because everything, that type of stuff just pulls good people in. And especially considering something just like wrestling. The NFL is a huge fandom that can be just as toxic as pro wrestling or any other sport. And that fandom that comes over there, even if they're that type of person, they don't act like that there. It's a great community, and it's just awesome to see.
If we're plugging here, let me throw out
Oh, well.
Trash Gecko podcast here. The comments are relevant. We already went through that. But yeah, Thrash Gecko podcast, check them out. That's all.
Well, I actually have.
He was on a couple of weeks ago with us.
Awesome.
Yes. I actually do have something at the moment. Give me a moment to bring up, which was as us three here, Ryan, you not so much because you're in the UK, but we are fans of SPO Wrestling, and that Save the Date, which my back rocking the backseat shirt.
Brendan Downey, he hasn't been around in a while.
It has been announced that SPO will be holding a press conference Thursday, March 13th, 7:30 p.m. at the Phoenix Bar Grill and Banquet Hall in Ashton Township, formerly Gatsby's, which will have live musical performance by Nail, the Hood Prince Charming, and Lavari, and the opponents for Tay-Rock and Velcro's tag team debut will be announced for the next SPO event. Sorry that I'll have this actually up and ready for us to post next week, the show, to help.
And there's a small possibility that either DJ or myself could be there to cover the event.
Awesome.
Yes, so then
Small possibility.
we'll see. It's a couple weeks away. Might have to plan a little bit, but we will see. And Ryan, what do you got going on?
Dude, so much. I want to firstly just say thank you to Danger Ginger, BJ, and Chef the Ref for having me on tonight. It's been a great fun hanging out with you guys. I have been a fan of wrestling for a long, long time, and I've been around the YouTube realm for a while on my main channel, Ryan Milky 14. That's why I have a decent camera, a decent background, and all that kind of stuff. I do other content elsewhere, but I've always wanted to talk about wrestling. Last year, I had the plans to do a wrestling channel, and I created WrestleRealm. I was going to talk about all the stuff that was going to happen, and then all the Vince McMahon trial stuff went on, and I just thought, whoa, that's a little bit too heavy for me to just jump into right now, so I'm just going to hold on. And then I always thought, you know what? for me, the wrestling season starts the day after WrestleMania, and it builds for the year
Right.
to WrestleMania. You know, so I was like, I'll launch the channel the day after WrestleMania. But things happen, things change. I found this stream, the BJ DG Talk Wrestling stream. I've been hanging out in the chat with you guys for so many weeks. You make me feel like one of the guys. I don't feel like I'm just a person in the chat that gets ignored. I feel like one of the guys, and now I've got to come on as a guest. I've had a great time. I've been on here for 15 minutes shy of 3 hours. And if you were backstage before we started, DG did say something about if I was here for 3 hours, something would happen. Well, we're
But
close to
I
that.
said I said 4 hours. It was 4
Oh.
hours.
He did say
My
4.
mistake.
Yeah,
My
it
mistake. I
was
thought you
4.
said 3. But yeah, so I just
We
wanted to
could go
say
for
thank
it.
you. I wanted to say thank you. Really, really appreciated it. I definitely want to do this again. And I want to announce that this live stream is basically my debut into the wrestling content sphere on YouTube. So it will always be the historical event of the Wrestle Realm was created on the BJ and DJ Talk Wrestling stream. So tomorrow I'm going to be watching Raw, and on Tuesday you're going to get a video on the Wrestle Realm channel of my thoughts and reactions of Raw. I'm also going to do the same on every Saturday for SmackDown, and that's all I'm going to do to start off with, because I do watch all of the wrestling that is out there. As you've seen tonight, we've talked about all of it, but I don't want to push myself too hard and
It's
try
a
to give
lot
you
to
guys too much
cover.
content. Exactly.
We figured
I wrote
out
my
it's a
notes for
lot to
SmackDown,
cover.
and it's a lot.
I'll
So I'm
talk
just
to
going to
you.
do content Tuesdays and Saturdays for now.
If you got time, hang around a bit backstage after the
I'll hang
show.
around. That's usually the best part of the live stream, after the live.
Oh yeah.
That's when we got to get a Patreon started.
hmm
Well,
But just know, yeah, you guys have given me the inspiration and the courage to just do it. I've hung out with you guys and had a great time just talking, and I feel like, hey, why can't I just do that, on my own channel and get my ideas and thoughts out there? So it's not it's not the first and it's not the last that you're going to see of this face and Wrestle Realm.
Us starting this whole thing, even from the very beginning when we were just reviewing and previewing SPO shows, starting with Unf and Necessary, it was just something I kind of jumped into. And then from there, like, just the reactions of everybody who watched it and gave us feedback was a real motivation to get to the point where 15 weeks ago we started this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bit of a learning experience. Everything I've done so far with all this has just been one big learning experience after the other. So, and I put this out there to all content creators who are just starting or anything like that. Don't get discouraged, because even right now, we have 2 people watching this right now, and it's the end of the show.
One of them's my phone.
All right, so we have one lowly Mark out there.
But it's also it's a Sunday night. We got to understand it's a Sunday night. People have got school tomorrow, so people might be helping, getting their kids to bed, feeding the dinner, and all that kind of stuff. People watch YouTube more on the rerun than they do on a live stream. So there is definitely more discoverability. Just because no one's watching us right now doesn't mean that there's not a chance that we will be seen by other people.
That's fine. No.
I'm just
worry.
using it as the example of, you see that?
Yeah, no, I get you.
Don't get discouraged. Keep making your content.
Oh, yeah.
Keep doing what you love. Put some work into it as much as you can to get it out there. Even if you have to start with a crappy mic and a camera. I have a good mic and a crappy webcam I'm using to do this right now.
All I'll say about you saw my Christmas music video, and the effort I put into for that. So it's going to be similar to that. A lot of effort into it and having fun, and yeah, just stay tuned and just know that these guys will always get the shout out.
To piggyback on DG, I started posting craft beer videos 2 years ago.
And I love them. I watch every one of them.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I thought nothing of it. I thought this was just, this is just something. I have a lot of time to kill. If I'm drinking a beer, why not do it on camera? And before this channel, it's become like the biggest project, the biggest everyday project in my life that I get feedback from, and I strive to get better. And there's so much going on with that, you know what I mean? But if you are passionate about anything at all, and maybe you don't have the technology, don't let it stop you. Do what you
Yeah,
gotta
I
do.
agree.
Get out
Completely agree.
there.
Even if
Just
you
know
have
I've
to
been around
work
the YouTube block, and I choose to do wrestling. I've been a Funko creator. I've been a Game of Thrones live stream creator. I've been a gamer. I choose to be a wrestling content creator in going forward. So I have got the experience, I feel, and I've got the understanding to not know to push too hard because of burnout and all that kind of stuff. But no, I appreciate the words of wisdom from all of you. I really do. I wanted to ask you all one question before I get out of here, though. I wanted you to, if you will, just give me your most watched YouTube wrestling content creator, if you're willing to shout them out. You don't have to if you don't want to. But
that's a hard one because there's just so many.
For me right now, it's Denise Salcedo. I'll just say that.
Well,
I watch Denise Salcedo on a daily basis.
Okay.
All right. So I see kind of where you're going, not just a content creator, but just somebody that covers wrestling in general. My top one's probably CVV. Honestly, I love watching his interviews. I enjoy a lot of his stuff. And then Busted Open. I listen to it every day at work during the week. I listen to it Mondays when I'm off. If I wake up early enough, I'll put it on the weekends. That's definitely something. There's the one guy who does the referee videos. I like his content too. He does live streams as well during like the Ross and SmackDown.
I've seen his merch.
Yeah.
What about BJ and Chef the Ref? Who do you guys watch for wrestling content? Santi's out. Do you watch those guys? Conman.
I'm CVV mostly as well. Is my main that I follow. Outside of that, there's a lot of like random just Instagram accounts that I follow that I can't even remember the names of off the top of my head. But
I mean, it's a shame that he's not here because the Heel Mark, he posts a lot of fun stuff, with his.
Yeah, I get his stuff daily. On my inbox.
You did say YouTube, right?
Yeah, anything, YouTube and Twitch, anything.
Just in general. Okay.
Yeah,
Heel Mark's amazing.
Captain Heel, I like his stuff. A lot of the videos he does too. He was in the chat earlier.
Okay.
There's a lot of good ones out there, and a lot of them aren't even the bigger ones. They're the ones that don't get seen to where we're all getting together and sharing each other's content to get it out there, to get it on new eyes.
Yeah, this is what I love about the wrestling community. I see the smaller groups all come together like this, but you don't see that so much with the big six. You don't ever see them do a live stream.
Wait. So who's the big six?
Well, I just more like, it's Santi Zap, Conman, Wrestling Days, probably Denise Salcedo and Sean Ross Sapp. That's 5.
Okay.
I can't stand SRS. I don't
watch any of that regularly, but let me tell you what I do watch every morning. Wrestle Talk with Ollie Davis and so many others. Coldaholic. Coldaholic with Adam Pacitti, who is the absolute man. Who is Mania. WrestleMania.
You know what? 3 of us have forgotten to mention one here, so I'm just going to get it out there. Johnny Cashmere and Spokecast.
Johnny
that would
Cashmere
literally
and
count as
Spokecast.
Never heard of him.
When I've been on this show, I don't like to think
but
about
I'm just saying, like, when we look at that, they also bring other wrestlers on besides themselves that talk about stuff and everything. And then the back seats doing Trip TV.
Stevie Richards. Stevie Richards is great right now.
Stevie Richards, yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy some of his stuff.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to dig a little bit into your guys' habits as YouTubers and what you watch as well.
I wake up every morning and watch Coldaholic. I watch Wrestle Talk, and I can't think of Wrestle Cult. No, that's not it. That's the old one. WrestleMania. No. But I watch. There's another. Let me look at my subs. Or Coldaholic. Wrestle Juice. That's a new one. He's good. C Wrestling is very good.
Do you know who I have been enjoying very recently? is it Deporticus? I can't remember if that's his name.
There's another one. Rob
God, I
Williams, he helps with a local indie promotion, ISPW and other things, who dates Vicious Vicky, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
Oh, no way.
He has his own thing, BCP Plus, which I followed for a while and everything like that. He does really good content and stuff like that as well. And
Awesome. But the one that you want to watch is BJ and DJ Talk Wrestling. That's the one you want to watch.
you definitely want to watch us. And I do like one thing that you said when you were kind of giving us our flowers was how it's just us sitting around talking wrestling, almost like a campfire talk. You know,
I feel like one of the boys. I don't feel like I can be an interview or anything like that. I feel like one of the boys.
And I mean, that's a great thing because it's always something I've always said, let that passion show if it's something you love, because that's in the end is what will draw the people in. And you can have 100 subscribers,
And
but
a
I
pretty face.
promise being passionate about everything and letting that fly, that you're going to find people who have that same passion you do.
Wish we had 100 subscribers.
I have a pretty face, so I don't need the subscribers, you see.
Well, whatever you have to tell yourself to help you sleep at night.
Lucky fan.
Yeah, I'm real Ginger. You're probably died, right? You're just a
No,
fake.
I'm real Ginger.
We are going to have some serious beef throughout the years on this.
Look.
I can see it coming.
Look, the joke I want to say, I am not saying on the air.
Yeah,
Okay,
us Grays
okay.
stand together. All right.
Great
But
power.
us gingers need to stick together, all right? Gingers unite.
Yeah, but I'll leave my final word with this. I just want to say thank you very much to you guys. If you want to check out more from me, check out Wrestle Realm on YouTube and on Instagram. I've had a great time hanging out tonight, and I'll let these guys take us out for the rest of the night.
Yeah, everybody, thank you for tuning in today. We hope you enjoyed our nice, practically 3-hour show here. You know, we always appreciate. Please remember to like and subscribe if you saw anything today, and especially hit that bell to make sure you get all notifications. So when we post something or future new content, you don't miss it. And
You never know when it's coming either.
no, but we'll probably give us some type of a heads up. Just
Like
we'll
seeing
see.
out of nowhere in your arcade.
I mean, talk about another prostituted move.
It's definitely not PG.
Well, we already written the triple X, right? Like, at least I'm not
I didn't
dropping
see Vin Diesel here.
F-bombs. Family. It's all about family.
Do 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 do.
Oh well. Hey, it's Wrestle Realm.
Yeah, I noticed that I hadn't commented as
Hey,
Wrestle
man,
Realm in the chat.
Hey man,
Everybody,
you're late
please
to the
check out
show.
Wrestle
We're
Realm.
about to be signing off.
I was on my main channel, so I was like, damn it, I need to switch over.
But thank you for joining us this week.
Thank you for having me.
When we're able to, we'll have you back on.
Anytime.
Really
Just
enjoyed
send the
having
bat
you.
signal. Just send the bat signal out, and I'll arrive.
We'll send the beer signal.
Dude, if I want to get some beers, and we can have a beer off.
Hey, we
Look,
can do
all
something on
I'm
the other
saying-
channel.
All I'm saying is, if the champ calls, you answer.
Bro, don't make me go and get my title, right? I have got a blue title somewhere in the house.
Ugh.
I don't hold championship belts that I didn't win. So
Well, I guess I'm the WWE Undisputed Champion, right? Because I
Yeah,
have the title belt.
celebrating to a screen with
You
no
know,
crowd.
Hey, look, I'm just doing my best Kevin Owens impression, okay?
no, they're replicas.
Whatever you've got to do
They're
to get
replicas.
yourself
That's
over, bro.
okay.
Whatever
That's
you've
all
got to
right.
do to get
Again.
yourself over.
Hey, if nobody's going to put me over, then I got to put myself over. That's all I'm saying.
Did you notice a couple weeks ago I'd never touched the SPO tag team title?
Neither did I.
Ginger, do you want to get in the ring one day?
I don't think I touched it neither, as a matter of fact.
Although I did propose that we do a promo shot of us with the SPO tag team titles for our channel. We never got
I'd
around
be down
to
to
it.
do like we do a
K-Rock
subscriber race on our channels and fight each other in a ring one day.
K-Rock and Velcro.
K-Rock and
did that.
Velcro killed it on that.
That photo is so awesome. But yeah, guys, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I'm DG Danger Ginger. That over there, that's BJ Drinks Beer. We got Chef the Ref somewhere's down there, and Ryan Milky right here. Everybody, stay safe out there. Remember to keep putting good into this world. Stay positive. Not everything can suck forever.
Do one good thing for everybody.
I mean, I guess unless you're Mercedes Moné.
And stay
Oh,
milky.
she'll be back in the WWE, and everybody will forget this whole thing ever happened.
Just like when Chris Jericho comes back. Hi, guys.
Right? Yeah,
One,
for his retirement.
Three. Ring the bell.
All right. Look. He threw it out. It's over. I'm out of here.
Oh,
I think you just scared the crap out of BJ.
He's like,
Yeah.
did he really drop out of there?
I'm just remembering that, like, he knows how to do
he's
that.
still live.
Look, man. Look. Oh,
Guys, hit the like button if you've enjoyed this stream. And comment down below
Please,
your
please.
favorite part of the stream.
yes. Again,
Good night,
everybody,
everyone.
thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week for another episode of BJ and DG Talk Wrestling. Now, let's hit that outro.
Ring the bell.
Watch for the shoe.
It won't let me.
Oh, I gotta hit the button. I gotta hit
Yeah,
the button.
it won't let me.
Come on, man.
Jesus.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder, Matthew Oman. We are all fight, no fight, primal fear. And you're watching BJ and DG Talk Wrestling. Yeah!